How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the neighborhood where your buddies and good squads are all here. Um, I'd like to talk to you about friendship today and being what it means to be a buddy today. But first of all, let's start the show off right. Welcome, it's Friday night. It's time for the Infinity Equation. We're all here. We got together to have some good times. Not Mr. Rogers. It's a good neighborhood.
That's
But we're
okay.
just a couple houses down in his neighborhood to the IE neighborhood. We always have a party. We got the steaks grilling with Mr. Jeremy Jeremy. And
We got
congratulations on the new house, sirs. New house too.
We got a working show intro. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
There you go.
it
Was good.
yeah, the smoothest it's been in a long
Look
time.
here. Look
Yeah,
here. You blame Verizon for all that nonsense, okay? It's Verizon's fault. But at least you know what the sides say? They never go out. They never go out. They're not like Comcast where it just
or Spectrum.
like, hey, it is. Or miss Comcast, which is the sad part about it. All right. Yes, I'm all right, Robert. I just turned the lights off because it gets hot down here.
I think it looks better actually.
It does. That's what I thought.
I don't know what he's complaining about.
He asked if I was okay, like I was Dan you in his basement with the pipe and the little white wall.
Yeah.
Blake, if you're okay. But welcome everybody. How you all doing? Thank you for coming hanging out with us on another Friday night. It's a good time as always. If you're new here, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We always appreciate it. And if you've been here for a while, welcome. And if you're also new here, welcome to the IE Gun Squad. We welcome everybody.
Your children. You called them your children last week.
Yeah, the
Goon
Children
Squad.
of Night with the Brood. Yes, like the Brood. Come on, sir. You know Gangrel. You know Christian.
You should come up from like a fire pit the beginning of every show.
with some lights like,
Yeah, holding a cup of blood. Oh my god,
Dry
that'd be
ice.
amazing.
right, Gangrel would just be just sitting there just jamming like, this is a
It's
jam right here.
Ryan.
Let me go
Ryan
get it.
looks like so lost. It's like a wrestler
Wrestler.
back in the '90s in the Attitude Era actually. When
I
you
think
watch.
there's going to be a lot of that this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Just
be here
sit
like,
there and look cute.
Ooh.
Yep. There you go. There
that's
you go.
easy.
No,
Yeah.
no, Ryan. Don't listen to him. You sit there, you be looking cute with your little nice looking hair,
Looking
your nice looking
nice,
beard,
styled. Yeah. Trim.
and you say what you
It is
like to
trim.
say, sir.
Yeah.
It kind of blends into my shirt when I look down.
Yeah. That's good.
That's
I trimmed it a couple days ago.
there you go.
Very nice.
Oh, thank you. This is Beard Talk with the Infinity Equation Podcast.
There you go. How to care for your beard.
Yeah.
But I can't do the show alone. Let's go ahead and go around the table here. We got Mr. Laser Pants. How you doing, sir?
Doing great. It's great to be here. I am feeling 100% better than I was, 2 weeks ago? Like, the COVID has completely left my bloodstream.
That vitamin B shot does it all the time, tell you. Vitamin B shot.
Yeah. And cocaine.
No.
Sometimes. Yeah. Rick James said it was great. Then we got the man who does not like to be called sexy, but I'm still gonna call him sexy anyway.
Yeah.
Alex, how you doing?
It's so awkward. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? And before we get into it, I just want to say happy birthday to my eldest sister, Valeska. Today's her birthday. I mean, she's not watching, but I'll tell her to watch tomorrow.
Oh, that was good. You didn't say how old she was.
No,
Very
because
good.
well,
Very good.
we've had that conversation every like the
Uh-huh.
last 10 years. She likes to forget, so I would never. Yeah. Mhm.
I do not look like Colin Jost.
Who's that? Who's that?
Bobby L. Collins,
Oh.
the weekend update. Oh, he is? I look just like him. You're right.
Hmm. Welcome, guys.
This is my dream come true. First of all, Colin Jost. You forgot to say Colin Jost, WrestleMania performer. He and
Should be in the Hall of Fame.
yeah, him and remember him and Michael Che were in the Andre the Giant Memorial
that
Battle
guy,
Royal
yes.
and had some problems with Braun
Yeah.
Strowman. But Ryan,
Wow.
there's a wrestler that Ryan looks like named Joe Gacy in NXT.
Mhm.
And I forgot to tell you when you were on our podcast about this Joe
Googling
Gacy
it.
guy. Joe Gacy, NXT.
Gonna find out if
Tough
you're still
dude.
welcome here.
Tough dude. And you guys, he could be your stand-in if they did, you know.
Your stunt double
When
for
we get
when
when
you
this
start doing
podcast,
tricks.
when this podcast takes off, and
Yeah.
they just need to do lighting, they'll just send Joe Gacy in to do your lighting, and then be your stand-in. Walk away.
Oh my goodness. All right.
I think
Hey,
Ryan
guys.
looks like a lot of wrestlers.
Everyone's saying you're muted, Dante.
I don't know. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
only the people on screen hear you.
Really?
What?
That's
We hear
weird.
Dante.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I don't know that.
Private podcast.
Well- Yeah.
Yes, right. I'm just saying words that you can't hear.
Well, everything's
So it's
Good
good to
now,
happen.
thanks,
Guys.
James.
Well-
Good now.
okay. Huh.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
All right.
Damn.
Hey. So,
So,
so everybody missed all the good stuff. Okay.
I
I'm not
know
gonna repeat it.
you guys. Oh my god.
It's
We
called
should stop
Easter
the
eggs.
episode.
It's okay.
I can't believe you said that stuff about Todd McFarlane.
Man.
I'll say it always. I'll say it to his face next time I see him too. I wish he was. I wish he was at New York Comic Con so I could talk to him. I'm like, Todd, let me talk to you, sir. I understand last year I was your
I think
son.
I could set that up.
But excuse me, I should say the year before I was your son. But look, Todd, your stuff is not great. Can you
Oh,
stop it?
legend.
You art amazing. Your figures.
Oh, That's another.
Let me get my Fred Sanford out for those who remember Fred Sanford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Robert. Todd needs to stop making Batmans.
Is it Batman
Oh,
or Batman?
Batman.
Yeah,
Batmites, for those who
He
watch
wrote-
Peacemaker.
Batman's plural.
I would buy a Batmite if he made it. I have no Batmites in my collection.
Oh my goodness.
That'd be a good one.
What's a
I
bat?
just Batmite.
Batmite.
Alex,
Oh,
you drew for DC Comics and you don't know who
I've drawn
Batmite is.
Batman. I don't know what a Batmite is.
Batmite is from the same dimension as Mr. Mixelplick.
Okay.
Spicklet.
Mixelpitalik? I don't, whatever.
Spicklet.
I
Yeah.
call him Mr.
You know, it's
Mexoplex.
weird how you say his name because, like, if you watch the old DC Superpowers cartoon, they say he says McSpicklet, but then like everybody pronounces it differently after all that point. So I don't know how you even say it.
Mexoplex.
Batmite is a real hero. Yeah.
Never heard
Let me
of
tell you who the real hero is. Peacemaker's a real hero. Because that intro is fire.
Oh, you like the
Never
dance
skip.
number?
Never skip.
I was
Oh
just
my
going
goodness.
with
Yeah,
it tonight.
you
I'm
never
trying to
skip.
get the moves down.
Yeah.
Do you really want that? Ah, yo, I was like, I watched it this week. I was like,
Confident dance moves
Oh,
will
okay.
always get me.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm at the point where I was telling Sarah, I'll watch certain people the whole time.
Yep.
So
he
once
picks a
they all
different
come out, I
background.
watch the dyebeard guy all the time. Like,
Uh-huh.
you're my guy. I'm watching you the whole time, and
Yeah.
you see who's in the back for what reasons.
yo, the show's
So
awesome.
you guys-
if you haven't watched it, it's the greatest DC
You liked
show
it?
ever.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Like, I saw the first episode. I liked it.
Is it on HBO?
Yes, on HBO Max.
Okay, I can watch it then. I haven't seen it yet.
Look, it took me a while for me to sit down and watch it, but it's really great.
There's just so much to watch, man.
Yeah,
There,
it is.
Yes, there is.
I just watched the last season of Cobra Kai, which was pretty good. And
I didn't get into that.
and watching Boba Fett, it's just like I don't have time. I mostly watch YouTube anyways.
Dante and Alex, since you guys were aware of John Cena and his talent, when he like made this, okay, I'm going to Hollywood, did you doubt that he would be crushing it this hard, or do you feel silly that you doubted him for crushing it this hard?
I feel silly for Daniel because like
Yeah.
he's doing better than Rock almost. Like I feel like he's like better than a Rock at this point with
Yeah.
the roles he's doing.
Well, I think he picks better roles in
For sure.
Rock
Well,
and
Dirtier.
Well,
Yeah.
he does
Yeah.
romance. Like the Rock's always
Yeah.
like, I'm not sure what this is, and I'm like, come on, I want to see you kiss.
Yeah.
I think both of them.
Every movie.
I think both of them kind of play the same character in every movie. Like Cena
Like
is always
Donald
kind of like the
Fisk.
dumb,
Yeah.
kind of lovable guy,
Yeah.
and The Rock is always just The Rock.
The Rock. Yeah.
The reason
But
why
I
I
think-
say it's a little bit different because if you watch Cena and I hate to say it, I watched the last Fast and Furious movie and Cena is in there and he does play a more serious role.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I think like The Rock, and I was watching are talking about we were talking about like action stars, or we were watching like Predator and Commando, and we were like The Rock. I mean, like that first one, that the Rundown was okay, but like he never had his like fun rated R action movie. Like Cena's probably dropped the F-bomb on one episode of Homeland or Peacemaker more than any Rock movies put together.
No, that Peacemaker,
awesome.
Even in the last Suicide Squad movie, I mean, filthy mouths on all those people. Filthy script. But
Filthy.
I mean, they curse a lot.
Yeah, I like 2 clicks back where it's a little more whimsical and a little less swears. You know, we're Guardians of the Galaxy folks at heart. Me and Alex.
Someone mentioned The Rock and Be Cool. I'll take more of that. More weird roles.
Because now when you see The Rock, it seems like he's playing like the same character in every movie. Like the big guy, muscly guy, and like, okay, you're the big muscly guy. Even in Fast and Furious, he still plays the big muscly guy.
Yeah, and they're mostly all action films too, right? Mm-hmm. If not, I mean, maybe a comedy here and there, but for the most part,
what's he hinting around to doing Fortnite?
Could we make him a Mr. Darcy?
No, he's
Jane Austen?
They said it's Call of Duty.
Oh, Call of Duty.
Yes, they said it's supposedly it's Call of Duty.
Deep.
Call of Duty.
I think.
Yeah. So you know what's going to happen with that. It's just going to be him, be a muscly guy walking around flexing.
This could be his commando. Let's do it.
Yeah.
James Ratface, aka Ratface, says, "Have you guys watched Archive 81 on Netflix?" Yes, and loved it.
All these shows.
What is Archive 81?
Yeah.
So
give us the rundown.
To give a little bit of backstory of it, so it's based off a podcast that this group does, and I think they said they're on the season 3 of their podcast, but it's a story adapted from a podcast.
Yeah, I saw this,
and it's a really weird show. It's a guy who restores old videos. So no matter what, if it's on old films or old VHSs, he restores them. And then he comes across, they ask him to do this one set of VHS tapes that were burnt in fire, and then the story kind of unfolds. It starts off pretty quick. It's like, bam, bam, bam. It's no like, hey, let's take a break. Nope. We're world building right here, right now.
So it's not like Book of Boba Fett.
No. Look. All right. Before we get into that, we'll just go over some quick news real quick before we get into that.
Sorry.
Because me and Book of Boba Fett are going to fight.
It only took 4 episodes to really kind of.
It only took the majority of the series to.
More than half.
We don't even know what the story is at this point. Like, we just kind of know the Pikes are whatever the Pikes are taking over the. That's it. That's all we know, and we're building an army. That's it.
Yeah.
Army.
We're just getting around to figuring out we need more than 2 people to fight in a gigantic battle. Yeah.
This could have been like a side story in season 3 of Mandalorian.
This could have been an email.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Today, the news dropped. Netflix has picked up the rights to He-Man after previously being held at Sony, filming a He-Man feature to begin in summer 2022 with Kyle Allen from West Side Story as He-Man. I don't know who Kyle Allen is.
I gotta think He-Man fans are burnt out.
I got my finger on the pulse. They're not happy.
Yeah. Marty knows everything about He-Man.
No, I don't. But I love. So I'm like,
He's an ambassador.
I'm a lurker. I'm a toy lurker
of Eternia.
Of every planet. Of all figure. Like I got into you guys first, and then I veered off into different areas of the internet. But I watch a YouTube show called Fans of Power on Sunday. It's like hardcore He-Man, like. You respect He-Man on this show. You don't like these memes of He-Man looking weak. Like we like our He-Man the way we like our He-Man. I just saw people being like, "Oh, cool!" Like, I'll explain to Sarah. He looks like Jungle Boy. Alex, have you seen some of those photos of him? Would you agree? He kind of looks like Jungle Boy.
I have not seen the photos. I'm wondering if it's the same guy that they announced as He-Man.
No, it's not. It's not that guy. No, it's not that guy.
So then I haven't seen the new guy.
It should have been the guy who was the new Jack Reacher. That guy is gigantic.
Wardlow.
Yeah. He's I saw some photos of him. He's this is interesting, like judging a guy's body, but let's do it. He's like skinny ripped, and I'm sure they could put some, weight on him. Obviously there's, those magic Hollywood workouts that all of a sudden they start to get jacked. But I saw tweets that he was like, someone's like, oh, cool, he's 5'8". Like that's just the way He-Man should be. So he looks more Prince Adam than He-Man.
Oh yeah. No.
Those workouts where you get a COVID-19 vaccination before every one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Wahlberg special.
Yeah. It's so strange how actors.
Yeah,
celebrities
it's
can
normal
get
to
away
put
with
on
that
20
stuff.
pounds of muscle in 3
Yeah,
months.
yeah.
It's totally normal. Yeah, it's totally normal.
Yeah, like do you guys remember when Sylvester Stallone got busted when he was doing the
HGH.
the first new
yeah.
Rambo movie?
Yeah.
He was caught like in the airport with like a whole bunch of like steroids and stuff.
Really?
And it's like people never even really
HGH.
heard about
Yeah.
it.
But
I remember
like
Hulk get busted.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, that's just the 80s, and I need these dudes to be jacked. I need them like.
That's a tough thing about like casting like a character like a He-Man is like you're never really gonna find someone that's
Exactly.
that jacked and can act.
Yo,
pretty well, you know?
Robert Diaz in the chat just called it. The guy who played Thad Castle is awesome. He would have been a great He-Man.
Who's that?
Have you ever seen Blue Mountain State?
No.
Oh,
I ordered
Is that-
you to watch Blue Mountain State.
is that the guy who's the new Jack Reacher?
I don't know.
I think it is.
Okay. Like big blonde dude?
Yeah. Remember the guy who plays Jack Reacher who like breaks that? Yeah.
I agreed he was cute.
Yeah.
Here's my thinking. You do kind of a gritty, older Logan style take on He-Man, and it's Kevin Nash.
Oh God. Jeez, I don't think he'd be able to make it through filming.
Yeah.
Right, because he'd be like, my knees.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, yeah, exactly.
My knees.
If you're going to do an old He-Man movie, it's got to be Dolph Lundgren. Come on.
Oh,
Bring
for
it
sure,
back,
yeah.
baby.
All
No.
right. Yeah.
I want
We
Sid
can do a
Vicious.
multiverse where there's a lot of old He-Men.
No,
Yeah.
somebody wake up Sid Vicious.
Yeah.
Psycho Sid.
He would have been perfect.
Ugh.
It would have been. He does
There's
not
a
look
fan
like-
made film with Brian Cage, who is a gigantic,
He-Man would
a
be-
big
Right.
muscular wrestler.
I forgot about
From
that.
like
Yeah, it's
10
like-
years ago, somebody out in LA made like a fan film.
Yeah,
or-
like, it's like,
I forgot who
why
the guy.
don't-
It might be the guy who did the Punisher Laundry Day.
Okay.
It might have been that guy. And there's like a
You mean with the little short YouTube thing with Thomas Jane?
yeah.
That
Yeah.
thing?
The best
Okay.
Punisher
Yeah, that was
movie ever
awesome.
made.
Yeah, I know, right? The best. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is the best.
Yeah.
But he's not my favorite Punisher. I like the guy that came after him with the slick back hair. It's a shitty movie,
Oh yeah,
but
that one. That
Yeah.
was a Punisher movie. That was the second one was a Punisher
With
movie.
Jigsaw as the
hands
villain?
down. Yes,
You
that
don't like
was
John
a
Travolta
Punisher
as the
movie.
you don't like John Travolta businessman
I
as your
do,
villain?
but I prefer
No.
him,
No.
dancing next to Olivia Newton-John or something in his movies.
What you want
Not
to
so
do?
much
Shit
as
it up.
action guy.
Yeah.
No.
Come on,
You're the one that I
Alex, come
want.
on, dance with me.
Kevin Nash actually said in one of his shoot interviews.
Was it the
Ryan, we
ravioli
keep
one?
saying shoot interviews. That's just like a wrestling interview where the guy just
A
tells.
tell-all.
It's just a tell-all,
Yeah, it's
A
a
right?
tell-all.
poorly
character.
shot, usually
And
tell-all.
Kevin Nash, who was the Russian in Punisher,
Yeah.
and he like bends the gun and he's like
Mhm.
foils all his tricks.
Mhm.
He said he was in his dressing room and Travolta came in and was like, "Wow, look at you! You're very
He's so
you're-
weird.
How big are you?" And he goes, "I've never felt more like a piece of meat in my life."
Oh my god.
Not saying anything, just saying that's what Kevin Nash said.
Yeah.
I would believe like Kevin Nash is like, yo, I've been a wrestler, but dang,
Yeah.
go on.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
You just threw
Now
away
I know
all
how
my
to
years of
wrestle.
wrestling.
Yeah. He's been in like locker rooms like with dudes that wear like thongs and like are
Yeah.
super jacked and
Right.
like
When they were shooting each other in the butt with some steroids, and you come in here and made me feel like a piece of meat. You took it over the line. Drew G says Ray Stevens is, I believe. Yes, it was Ray Stevens in the second one.
Okay.
All
A
right,
big
so,
fella.
so because Alex wants to talk about his book of Boba.
Yeah.
well,
a
we all
non-Boba
want to talk
Fett
about
team.
it.
It was the best episode that they put on to date of the book of Boba Fett. That
Yeah.
wasn't the book of Boba Fett.
Hands down.
I'm
Hands
gonna
down, baby.
steal
Dashboard
Ryan's quote.
confessional style.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal Ryan's quote and say that it was the best episode of Book of Boba Fett, and Boba Fett wasn't even in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That would have been one of my I still think this ranks in one of my favorite Mandalorian episodes. Like to me, it
Yeah,
had the
me too.
vibes of a Prison Break show or something. Just like we're finally out of the desert. It's like, can we please get out of the desert for a
flashbacks.
while? I was a little one. If I could like have one critique, and this is how I know I'm like watching too many review shows because I'm like loving this, but I'm like I do have one critique. Too many humans in the nightclub. You only got aliens when you got to the table. Throw a rubber mask on somebody. I want to feel like I'm in outer space with aliens. I don't want to see all
that
these
is
I don't
something-
see your dumb real faces.
I think that is something that Disney Star Wars is really lacking.
Yeah.
I think probably Book of Boba Fett has done it better than others, but there's too many humans, not enough aliens.
Yeah.
And the aliens that like the new aliens that Disney will bring in, they all kind of look the same, and they're all like a weird fleshy color, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a little bit like just like an embarrassed color.
What's that book that we got? The of all the different aliens and
The Barlow's Guide to the Extraterrestrial.
Alex, do you know Barlow's Guide to Extraterrestrials? So
No.
it's
You'd love it.
is a great artist, and he put out this book of all these different types of alien races, and he writes these biographies about them and everything, and it's like amazing, and it's just so many weird different types of people at Disney are just like, yeah, human body and like a weird looking head.
Sizzle their forehead a little bit.
Dog heads,
Yeah.
cat heads, fish heads. I don't know.
Yeah.
1-6 shooter. 1-6 shooter is familiar with it. He says it is an amazing book.
Yeah, it's really cool.
We
I
have it in
think
our
that-
bathroom.
He designed.
Oh, really?
That artist designed those old toys that were like the robots that kind of looked like that Lost in Space robots. They had like the suction on the bottom.
Yeah. Barlow's his
okay.
last name?
Yeah.
I gotta check
Barlow's. Well, it's Barlow's Guide to the Extraterrestrial, and
Yeah,
then I don't
Barlow's his
remember
last name.
if that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Maybe
art in
someone
it
in the
is
chat
so good.
knows his name, but he's designed that line of it was like mid 80s, and there were these robots.
Yeah, and they had the suction cups.
Yeah.
I remember them. Yeah. Oh.
Who's the guy
Yeah.
that used to borrow that book so much and drew all over it?
Have
and
you ever
then
heard of
finally kept it?
Empire Toy Works?
Sounds familiar.
Empire Toy Works, he's got like a space station in his upstairs room, and he
Yes.
keeps building on it.
So
and
cool.
that's his like main inspiration, because we saw an interview with him.
Mhm.
And
That's why we bought the book.
yeah, and he recommended, he's like, it's like, and I got it for Sarah because for all her books and stuff, and I was just like, let's get this. And it's really, he said he would take it out from the library when he was a little kid, and he was like so protective of it. So finally,
Well,
he
because
just
people
stole
would
it.
like cut stuff out or
Yeah,
draw on it.
yeah.
It was like,
Mhm.
I'm doing the right thing
Yeah.
by protecting this book by never giving it back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the aliens are just, I that was one thing I was watching, and I'm like, am I nitpicking, or is this like something? And thank you, Ryan, for making me feel like I'm learning my Star Wars from you guys.
of course. But
Yeah.
I want to back up to that guy's dio, his like space station dio.
So
It's
cool.
unbelievable.
I want to just go in there. That's how you
Yeah.
know it's
Yeah.
a good one.
It's-
It's like you just want to go
that's-
walk around in there.
Yeah, I mean, that is a guy you should totally get on here, and it's this beautiful space station, and someone will send him, like they sent him the Jabba barge,
Mhm.
and he does every quarter, and he's got the Jabba barge, and just completely does his own thing to it. It's like
Didn't his sons help?
no,
No.
that was someone else.
That was someone
Yeah.
else. We
But
just
it's-
love
yeah.
people who have
It's
big
just
giant
like I love
dioramas.
it's what I would do if I had the ability and the space and the money.
Which
like
you will sometime.
yeah,
You will.
I just love that. That stuff is just like, for me, is just like my favorite stuff. But it's like
Look,
he's
for-
built this little world, this like smuggler's planet.
Yeah.
Look, before you all do that, I need you to build that AEW ring. Like, build it out. Like, I'll need like little crowds.
You know,
Before
I'm
you
doing
go,
that.
Before you go in space, I need you all to
Yeah.
build the AEW ring, and I'll be over there in a hot minute. I'll be like, yo, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting there playing with everybody.
Yeah,
I'm going to have everybody coming off the top ropes.
yeah.
I'm just
That's
gonna have a
why
good
I'm
time.
getting. I'm like slowly amassing all the stuff I need for like some figure photography. Like
we're
I
gonna
sent
get
Dante a couple things, and I got
studio.
those like extreme sets of the wrestling, and I got a
Mhm.
ring.
Those are pretty
and-
good, man.
Yeah, and I got my Kit Bash figures. That's about the extent of my collecting. We're
He
more
has
lurkers.
some figures.
Oh, we
too.
bought stuff.
Yeah, we have props for you,
I have one thing that Sarah can unbox or whatever, but
but we don't have you book us
you
at
know,
your leisure.
yeah,
Okay.
we haven't even talked about like all the stuff you guys got this week, which is my favorite part of the show. I like seeing whatever you picked
really?
up.
We don't.
I have
Yeah,
stuff. I don't have physical stuff yet, but I have. This week I ordered, or I'm on the pre-order for Conan the Barbarian, the like re-release.
Oh, the new one that just
No,
or
it's the old one. The old
Oh,
one.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the old one. I like the old one better than the new one.
Uh-huh.
Really?
That's just me. Yeah, I just like it. I don't, for what I like. I like it better.
Mhm.
And then I ordered from X-Ray Studio. I ordered like it's called how would you say that? Vladia. It's like a black armor figure, and she looks like she could be with Warduke, who's my other. That's like my favorite, and I have the Warduke figure.
The NECA one, right?
Yeah.
They do the gladiator figures.
Gladiator figures.
They do gladiator figures, and this kind of has that, like, you know how a lot of figures are like, that's clearly like Warduke or it's Warduke inspired. So I ordered him like a sexy girlfriend. And now here's where I know I'm like a lunatic, because again, I just tinker around with old wrestling figures. That's like all I really do. But like head popping, like kit bashing and stuff, right? Like I love it.
He's really good at it.
Is that Warduke figure not going to be big enough, like body wise? Do you have any of you? Because you talked about it when it was on, and it was like, do you know any body type they would use that would be similar to that? Like, will Conan make him look real skinny?
I don't know, but
yeah,
I seem to remember them saying they were reusing their Batman and Superman body from the Alien and Predator 2-packs. I could be wrong about that, but it's a good size body.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that is the one.
All right.
Yeah.
And like with NECA, you rarely have to worry about sculpt. Like usually what you worry about is just the plastic cracking and breaking.
Yeah.
But NECA's sculpt and paint is always on point.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're about an inch bigger than the Mezco stuff, right? Too, Ryan?
Yeah, they're 7
Oh,
inch.
really? Oh,
yeah.
Ooh,
But I think the X-ray gladiators are also a 7-inch scale. I think I don't have any.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't either. So I couldn't say for sure.
Yeah. And then I got Sarah. Oh, go ahead, Dante.
Oh no, go. No, go ahead. Sorry, go.
No, please.
No, finish your list.
Well, later in the show, if you want, we have an unboxing of my new figure that Marty got me,
Statlander.
which is my actual friend, Chris Statlander.
This is Sarah's friend.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, I know.
Like quarantine superheroes. She's one of the best texters on the planet. She's very funny. I think she's the funniest one at AEW, and nobody knows because
she's an alien.
She's an alien. You gotta unlock the alien secrets. But yeah, we have that.
That's
awesome. Next time you text her, you say I said hello, and she's super awesome.
Yeah. Well, we'll get this. We'll chop this clip and we'll put it online. And
tell her.
There we go.
We'll tell her we're doing an unboxing for her.
And when you see it, when she sees my boy Brian Danielson. So I wish he was my father. He's a damn good wrestler.
He's one of the best ever.
Yes, I was excited when his music. I'm sorry, and I just take a break. When his music dropped in AEW.
Oh yeah.
And they put that little remix on it. I was like,
yeah, we were there for that one. That was bananas. And that's like one of my favorite songs now is his music. At first I'm like, what is this? But now I love it.
The house music version.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't care. No, house music version not. When that music drops,
it's awesome.
You hear his music and you hear that, and you hear CM Punk's music, everything. Jericho, Jungle Boy, Bryan Danielson, and CM Punk. Their music gets everybody.
Hook.
Yes. Hook.
Yeah.
Hookamania.
Send Hook.
My song for you would be "He Got the Hooch." but they changed it so they say "He got the hook."
I think that's the song.
Yes. All right. So before we go on, Ryan, what's your thoughts on Book of Boba Fett this week?
It was a great episode, man. So here's the thing. I think that they used discarded scripts or something from a Boba Fett movie to make The Mandalorian. Because The Mandalorian is pretty much everything we wanted Boba Fett to be, right? And so when they started making this Boba Fett show, they're like, well, we can't just make another Mandalorian show. We got to change it, right? And so I think that's why Boba Fett isn't resonating as well as Mandalorian did. So to see the Mandalorian come back and just be the Mandalorian and brutal, man. Like he was more brutal in this episode than he's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe he's just mad. He's angry. He's misses
angry.
Grogu.
He needs that
Doesn't have his baby. He wants his baby back. And so, dude, just cutting fools in half, taking their heads. I was like, this is a Disney Plus show, and he's taking the dude's head in a sack, and he just throws it on the table, and I'm like, this is rad. I didn't even notice Boba wasn't in it until Fennec Shand showed up, and then I'm like, they even put Boba Fett in this episode, and it made sense, man. I loved all the callbacks to the prequels with the Naboo Starfighter. Freaking love that. I love seeing the return. Of course, it's kind of weird that X-wing pilot Carson Teva shows up just wherever you're at in the galaxy. He's just there patrolling.
He covers a lot of ground.
He's a Time Lord, and he's gonna have his own spinoff coming to Disney Plus and 15 action figures. So get your wallets ready.
That's Paul, one of Kevin toying around's co-hosts on the Book of Boba Fett show that he does. So
Book of Boba T,
Book of Boba T, yeah, dude, I agree with you, man. That Starfighter, the callback. He said wizard.
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
And I didn't really like Amy Sedaris's character until this episode. Then she really grew on me.
She's great.
She's great in everything.
We always laugh about how they're good with this, with especially Mandalorian, Boba, Book of Boba Fett, so, but like this episode, they could show you a little droid or a person on there for like 5 seconds, and I'll go to Sarah. I care more about that character than anybody in all the sequels. It's like a little robot could just be like, and I'm like,
you're my best friend.
I'm like, oh, I love it. The humanity of that robot.
Even like with last episode, and I forgot to mention this, I care about the little rat catcher they sent in, because that little rat catcher, he was like, "No, you caught me." All right, sit, click.
Yeah. Oh, like, that one, the one that turned himself off. Yeah.
He's just like, he's like, I'm done. He's like, I'm done.
Yeah, but I think Ryan's right. Where it feels like you'll hear like I love podcasts about movie review, movies or whatever, like the rewatchables, and they'll say like, oh, originally, this was going to be a Stallone script, or Beverly Hills Cop was, Cobra was good, Stallone's version of Beverly Hills Cop or whatever. So there is a lot of that moving around, and I think they were just like, let's just make our own Boba Fett, and they did that with the Mandalorian is just like what we want Boba Fett to be. Yeah, and it's like Boba Fett is like if Django lived, and he's just an old dude now. Like it feels like the adventures of a retiree on this planet. Like that doesn't have the
he's not even kissing, gang.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be interested if there's not the tantalizing tease of a potential kiss.
You want him and Fennec Shand to?
I want there to be like life in their eyes when they talk about their mission.
That's why you keep the helmet on.
Yeah, well, that right there too. Yeah.
I almost feel like
eyes that go blink.
If you take out the flashbacks out of Boba Fett, right, all the Tusken Raider stuff, it becomes the Fennec Shand show.
Yeah,
it is. Me. Yeah,
like I think she's a way cooler character than whatever this version of Boba Fett is.
Exactly.
Yeah, he just always seems to be like he just got up off the couch a little reluctantly.
Yeah, he's always tired. Like, I just got home from work. Can you just bring me a beer while I sit on this throne and feed people
it's
to
like
the
everyone
Rancor?
watching it. Is reflecting that. So let's have a Mando. Let's be a little more light on our feet.
Yeah. So I remember from last episode, because they were saying like how I guess it took so many times in the bath tank to kind of heal him back up from being down in that Starlight Pit. So I'm like, okay, I understand that. All right, so he's like, so he's healed up. Like, it's time to get to moving. But it's funny like how this last episode was so much better. It feels like story driven, but you can tell like it was better, well written. It was better directed, and it just felt like a whole, like Ryan was saying, like what Boba Fett should have been.
Yeah,
and what's up? And Boba, it just feels like they took up so much time with the backstory. It's not even funny.
Yeah, there's not enough time for
the main story. And now I'm like, I'm sitting there like, who directed this? And I was like, oh, there we go. That's why it makes a difference. Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yep. Yeah, I think he gets it. I've never been a Robert Rodriguez fan. I don't think I like any of his movies really, and I think he directed. I mean, but then again, it's like this was written by Favreau, so it's like only so much blame can go on the direction. But I was thinking the other day, guys, it's like, did we really want a Boba Fett series? Really?
I did. Yeah. Yes. We got that with the Mando.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The character of the Mando, like the Mando is not evil, but he's definitely not super good. He's not like Luke Skywalker. He's not just.
Yeah. He's what you want, a bounty hunter.
Yeah, he's an anti-hero, right?
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I already said it, but Mando was who we wanted Boba Fett to be.
Yeah.
And if you've ever read any of the novels pre-Disney, post Return of the Jedi, when Boba gets out of the Sarlacc and has his own adventures,
Dark Horse Comics.
he's Dark Horse Comics. There was novels. That he's pretty much the Mando. He's pretty much Din Djarin in those books.
I think we all wanted him going to like weird space bars and like the rest, like how they had the Morgan guards fighting each other. We just wanted him to go to like fights like that.
Be like James Bond,
Yeah.
you know, and just always have a different titillating mission on a fun planet.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like woo hoo hoo. And I would really enjoy that.
And being a little harder edged. I never would have thought that this would be like softer edge than the Mandalorian. Where it's like, I never thought that would be the case.
Well, I think what happened with that is because they came out with the Mandalorian first.
Mm-hmm.
They did the Mandalorian first before Boba Fett. If they would have did this with Boba Fett before they did Mandalorian, then I think we would have seen it. Like we probably wouldn't have had the Mandalorian at all. We would just had Boba Fett straight. There would have been no Mandalorian episode. No Grogu. No Grogu.
Hey.
What? Grogu. Here's his name. Grogu.
No. I just to piggyback off what one of our special guests last week, Tony, said, I think it's like they had basically about a year's worth of production time to get this thing together and in front of our eyes. So I really think there's more credence to what he was saying, where it just feels rushed.
Yeah, it feels very rushed.
But what if this last episode, because this is the last episode, right? 6 episodes?
No.
That
was episode 5. I think there's 2 more. I think there's 8.
2 more.
There's 2 more. What if the next 2 episodes are just like bangers? It's like, is that enough?
Part 1 and 2 also.
Yeah. Right.
They have this is probably the most pressure. There's the most pressure on this next episode because it's you've got the people like back in maybe who are like, I'm out. But you show them that episode, they're like, all right, I've got to get the next one a chance. So this is like, the big show. They gotta sort of pull it off.
And what if they do? Like, what if the last 2 episodes are just as good, if not better, than this last episode? Is that enough of a chunk of the series to redeem it and to, recommend it to everybody?
It depends on where they go with it. See, and that's hard because just like when you sit there and like when people say, "Oh, Lost is great," and you're sitting there watching like, "Oh my goodness, this is super long. When is it going to get to something good?" You're gonna feel that way watching Boba Fett too. Like up to like episode 5, you already know about the Mandalorian. You get to episode 5, you're like, man, that was a long waste of time just to get good for the last 4 episodes of this series to now start moving along like it's supposed to be. When you should have been moving along around episode 2 or 3.
Yeah. So you're too little, too late. Even if it's
we got 2 episodes left. Do you think we're going to get... Do you think episode 7 or... No, we're going to go into episode 6, right?
Yeah.
Do you think episode 6 will be another Mando episode? Because he said, I got to go see a friend. So obviously he's going to go see Grogu.
Yeah.
Right?
I think they might do that off screen.
Or that episode, right, when he goes to see a friend could be episode 1 of Mando season 3. And then Book of Boba Fett 7 and 8 goes back to Boba.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
I would book a crossover mini movie where Boba and Mando have to deal with baby Grogu and then go their separate ways. And it's like kind of like, wow, that's its own mini movie. And then you could just tell your friends, like, just watch the last couple episodes. They're great.
It doesn't feel like, remember going into like episode 9, it was like, whatever, like, let's just get this over with. Like, of the movies, like of the sequels, like, let's just get this over with. Like, it doesn't, the last 2 I don't feel like that. I feel I have more hope, going into this than going into episode 9. So, but it's like, also too, are they going to want to off the next show? The next show is Mando. There's not like something new coming out. Also, Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Oh no, that's
everyone's next.
Obi-Wan, and then Andor, and then Mando. Season 3.
The
at the
Mayor's
end of
Messenger doing improv.
That's right.
Sarah's a big fan of the Mayor's Messenger
that's
from
out of place.
improv.
So
He's a legend in
He's a
Chicago.
legend in Chicago.
Chicago
He's
comedy
Oh,
like,
is he really?
yeah, he's a famous improviser. He's one of the best in the business, and he was in Angels and Demons. He's been in Veep. Like he kind of randomly shows. He was the psychiatrist in Groundhog Day when he was a young man, and so I was
really?
just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
when I saw him, I was like, yeah, this
So,
is.
and did
this
you remember
is
the
it.
old Sonic commercials and it was just the two guys?
Yeah.
And they would,
yeah.
So one of those guys is TJ Jagodowski, and then this is
Dave
then
Pasquazi?
Dave Pasquazi. So they have a show called TJ and Dave. That's like there's a documentary about it.
Yes,
on one of the
trust
streaming
us. This is
services.
all made up, and they are Chicago improv royalty. They would sell out an 11 p.m. show every Wednesday. I used to work the box office, and they would sell out every week. Sometimes Tracy Letts, the playwright, would come and play with them. And it's just like they're magnificent. And then people are like, "Oh yeah, this guy's a new guy in the Star Wars." I'm like, "This is so crazy! Like the depth of wormholeage you can go down into this guy's career."
He needs to look more like an alien.
Yeah.
I think
That's what I'm
that's we're
saying,
saying
yeah.
more aliens, more
Yeah.
floppy faces,
Did
more Cantina blue guys.
Mhm.
let
I
me
want
ask you
50
guys
of
this:
those guys.
the guy who Mando came to get the bounty on, was that like the jowls, or was his mask like not the best around his mouth?
no, that was his jowls.
Okay.
That's an original trilogy alien, a Klaatuinian. They were
Okay.
on Jabba's sail barge. They were
love that
some of the
he goes,
guards.
This
They
guy's
look
like,
kind of like bulldogs, right?
Yeah.
yeah. Star Wars Encyclopedia.
I'll give you one dog, people, Star Wars, but that's it. We got to get a little weirder now.
All right, so real quick, we got some comments here from the viewers. Dragon Eyes 69 Leave My Toys Alone says, well, he patrols the Outer Rim planets. He's also Uncle Iroh in the Avatar live-action show coming up. Forget Kevin's friend. Sorry. Don Draper says, kind of disrespectful to make Boba episode a Mando one. They purposely ruining Boba Fett to make Mando more popular going forward. I don't think that's the case. I think it's more. It's just unfortunately, it's just the story's just not resonating. It's just not a resonating story, unfortunately.
Yeah, like Alex was saying, it seems like they had to come up with something else quick, and they rushed it.
Also, to take it to wrestling, as we've been doing, I think a lot of times, like the writers of wrestling are called bookers, and a lot of times certain characters are just more fun to write for. I think the Mandalorian's just more fun to write for than Boba Fett.
Than
Like right
Boba
now,
Fett,
I feel
though?
like, and it feels like Favreau, like his favorite toy is the Mandalorian. It's not,
Sure, I get
you
that.
know,
I get
but
that.
it feels like, I mean, I'm sure there's way more stories with Boba Fett. Like, there's got to be that I don't even know about with all the books and comics and everything. But like, to me, it just seems like as far as Favreau goes, it's like Mandalorian's his guy, and the other guy's like the old
it's
champ.
creation.
Like, I don't got a lot of new use for him
Like
anymore.
even the comics make like the newer comics that are out now make him still look more badass than what he already is now. Don Draper says, when is Ahsoka coming out? I forget.
2023, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not until after Mando, right, Ryan?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah,
Until after Mando.
that one's a ways out.
Yeah, that one. I'm looking forward to that one.
Then we have a super chat from Blake. Appreciate you,
Thanks,
sir.
Woo!
Just showing some love. Thank you.
Thank you, Blake. As
What a
always.
nice thing to do.
And then Josh says, Boba Fett is probably super intimidating to write so they just went to tame with it. Yeah,
I think so.
very true. Yeah.
And could that have been a time thing? Why it's so much just in the desert?
Yeah.
You don't have to build these new sets or anything like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean the movie.
I think so.
The
Yeah.
movie was in development. Well, not in development, but it was getting tossed around, brainstormed for a while, for a few years at least, before the TV show was even announced. So you'd think that they'd have something of substance, to work off of. I'm like, again, I just think it's a year to get it to us. It's not enough time.
If
Develop it.
Josh Trank would have made a decent Fantastic Four movie, we would have got a Boba Fett movie. But
Was
he
he
was
the guy? Yeah.
We're
He
not
was the
involved in
guy.
that nonsense.
I'm just saying, he was the guy that was going to do Boba Fett. They were going to announce at the same time they announced Rogue One. And then the reviews of Fantastic Four came out, and they canned the whole project.
All he had to do was make it like Chronicle. All he had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do
one
that.
job. One job.
Well,
And he blew it up.
I'm glad.
All right.
I'm glad it didn't work out for him because it's out of Fox's. Well, they were bought, but I'm much more confident with Marvel Studios handling Fantastic Four than any movie production company outside of their house.
But yeah.
So, I know we're about to move on from Book of Boba Fett, but I just have this image in my head, and I can't get it. I don't know why it's in my head, but I'm sharing my screen. I don't know why.
I know. I see what it is, and it's hilarious, and I love it.
I just can't get this image out of my head right now. I don't know why.
I don't have no mustache, though, furry mustache like that.
That's my name,
Love
Richard.
Is this the toy?
Yeah, the toy.
Yeah, the
toy.
Great
Oh,
movie.
okay.
Yeah.
I just mentioned moving on our show last night.
Oh yeah. This.
Yeah, that was a great one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness!
All right.
You're right.
I had
All
to.
right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
It's fine. It's fine. Hurt my feelings. That's right, Greg. LP is the toy. Yes, he is.
Oh.
I could be a Spider-Verse prior. That's right. So Marty and Sarah. So for those who are not familiar with you, why don't you tell everybody who you are and what you do?
We're Marty and Sarah love wrestling, and we're two regular people. Listen, we talk about pro wrestling every week. I came in about 8 or 9 years ago, just completely backwards to the way that most wrestling fans are. And then you have been a fan since you were 3 years old.
Forever.
So we just started talking about wrestling. I said initially, like, let's just do this every other week. I don't know if I have that much to say about wrestling, but man, oh man, we started doing that almost 7 years ago in March. And we just have kind of a silly take on pro wrestling. We have buddy guests. I just got a text from Chris Statlander. Tell him I say hello. And
Look at him blushing.
And I'm sorry he didn't come from Bryan Danielson's balls. She's the funniest. She's so funny.
But yeah, we've been doing the show for about 7 years, and then we got engaged. We got together and got engaged.
Check this out. Hold on,
And
I'll
then-
do that. Yeah, that's my big pickup.
And
Look at this. I'm right in the middle. This is a Garnett phone, like Steven
Yeah.
Universe.
And then during the start of the pandemic, we started watching. You guys became like my Friday show because I used to.
Celebrities in our house.
I would have shows all the time. I had comedy, so I was never home on the weekends. And now
I loved your quarantine Friday nights.
It was my favorite thing, and I would be. So right now we're about an hour in. My edible would be. I mean, my edible is. And I would have SmackDown.
I used to stream in the other room, so I wasn't even out here.
She used to do a Friday show, so I would just. It was just boys' time out here, and I would have you guys on. I'd have my wrestling figures out.
You'd have another laptop.
I'm popping
with
heads,
SmackDown.
and I got SmackDown on mute, and it's been so like you guys. I think you're obviously my favorite show, but watching other shows, you set the bar so high.
Wow,
it's so good because it's like the knowledge and stuff. Like there's stuff that I've learned from you guys that I've talked to other people about, and I'm like, well, actually, with figures, this or whatever, and just the business of figures with like Bobby talking about all the business side of things, and because I think the first thing that got me was the Snake Eyes review that Bobby did, and I was like, this is so interesting, and then I started watching your show, and I'm just like. You guys are so great. It's funny, like we're comedians, so we're kind of comedy snobs sometimes. And
he's more stand-up. I'm more sketch and improv.
But you guys are funny, and you don't get
you
hit
guys
over the
are
head
genuinely
with,
funny.
Yeah, you don't get hit over the head with like dad jokes
or filthy jokes.
And Sarah likes to watch, and sometimes I'll have stuff on, and she's like, "This is like gross."
I'll ding them when they get too gross because there is a lot of like. Obviously, guys talking to guys, and you guys are always very like it's a welcoming show. I feel like there are some, and it's the same with wrestling. It's the same in every fandom where it just feels like the guys are like, "Come on, we just don't want you judging us making our filthy little jokes." And it's like, sometimes I want to make the guys jokes with them.
And Ryan has this. I feel Ryan, you have the spirit of a stand-up. You've got like a little bit of a evil, funny side to you, which is like my favorite kind of funny. And sometimes I'll see in your eyes, you're like, I got a little something to say here, but I don't know if I should say it. But if I make these guys laugh, I know it's worth it.
I've seen that look.
That's
my
what
favorite.
you do.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what you do.
Sometimes you're just like, I'm going to say something, and I hope I worded it properly, and think I could back it up with facts if you want to come at me.
When you try to
Always
stop me
does.
from crying and
Yeah.
it's maybe too early for a joke,
Yeah,
that's your
yeah.
biggest risk of all.
Yeah, sometimes if she's upset, I'm like, I'm going to try a joke.
I'm just emotional.
We might be crossing a line here. This might be an emotional time.
But when it pays off,
yeah,
ooh,
and it's like, phew, I'm out. I did it okay.
I fixed it.
yeah.
I understand
But
that.
yeah.
I'm the same way. I'll make a joke in a bad situation. Everybody be like looking sad, I'm quiet. I'm like, well, time for a joke. Here we go. So
Can I see?
Yeah.
We switched our thing.
Hold on, something happened. Are we back? Are we back?
yes.
You never went
Yeah,
in.
you never left.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, I'm always sort of interested in hearing what you guys have to say about stuff, and I get like excited. Like I'm just a toy lurker, but like when there's a big Hasbro Pulse thing, or when there's a big release of something or whatever figures, I'm just like I'm in it. I want to hear all about this Rancor stuff. Like it's just so fun.
Ryan's an expert on the Rancor.
Yeah, man, that was a turbulent time.
Yeah.
But that's really nice to hear because
Yes. thank
sometimes the negative comments stand out more, and we get a lot of heat for being. People call us negative sometimes,
Right.
or
Too
we're just
real.
we're just trashing everything.
Nah,
No,
Yeah,
I don't think
and
so at all.
I like
Look,
a
I
little,
just
and I
trash
like,
your
I like
phone.
Why?
people who are gonna give an honest critique about stuff and not just love everything. Like I could tell I love everything guys, and some I'll still watch and some I'm just like, you're just you just love, like, let me guess, you love it, right?
Yeah.
I love. I guess Alex to a certain extent. I guess
Yeah.
either.
It's
I guess
funny.
more because he said he's not sexy, so I don't.
Well, I always say I love you guys, but but the other day, my wife was like, I can't remember why we got into this part of the conversation, but I asked her, maybe it was around Christmas. I asked her, if you had to ask somebody, what my favorite toy is or what I would want for Christmas, who would you ask? And like, I was surprised when she said Dante and Ryan, because to me it was like, yeah, they would actually know me best when it comes to that kind of stuff. So it's just like made me feel a little.
Oh,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And I thank you. I thank you both for what you said. I appreciate it because
Real
that's what
friendship. It really reads.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's no weird. I pick up too on, and I don't know if you watch other shows that have multiple people, but I'll pick, we like dissect relationships.
My
and I pick
superpower
apart.
is like detecting who's
Yeah.
having a weird relationship.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's too strong.
I don't want to watch when I'm like, if I'm like, Dante and Alex do not like each other, and it's clear they don't like each other. I can't. There's a wrestling show that every once in a while Sarah and I'll turn it on. It's a radio internet wrestling show. It's on like whatever. And the two guys just they fight so much. I'm just like,
and they get like, you can tell sometimes it's like they hurt
Yeah.
each other's feelings.
yeah, they're like personal. And then when they're on with other people, they're great. But together, it's just like, yeah. So
That's why you can't watch Stephen A. Smith and Michael Irvin. I told you stuff. Don't
Yeah,
watch
not
no
for
more
me.
ESPN. No more ESPN in the morning. Because they fight and hurt each other. No, I appreciate it. Because it's funny that you say that, Alex, because my buddy Brian, his wife does the same thing to me. Like she'll come to me or our other buddy Josh that we play online with, and she'll be like, hey, which one do you think I should give Brian for his birthday? I was like, maybe that one. Like, or get this figure, or get this or what kind of like lampshade, like cool lampshade poster, because he's a big Superman fan. So it was like stuff that he likes. I'm like, so it's funny that you say that, because it's funny, like the wives know who to go to. Like, yeah, I already know who to go to. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
We got you. We got you. Don't you?
Yeah.
So they already know. So like, it's prime example when Ryan's wife got him a gift. She hit me up.
yep.
She wanted to get a little custom action figure of him. Yeah.
Yeah. She hit up you and High School Creations and Toying Around. Other channels.
It was so funny.
pay for cameos to do that. She's just out there. Big deal. Oh, big deal. I know retro blasting. No big deal. Yeah.
Biggest,
There you go.
that's
Yeah.
another celebrity
I
in our
actually-
house. Retro
Oh, yeah?
before we lived
So
together.
I
You
actually,
introduced me to him
like
on YouTube.
I lived in Los Angeles like maybe about 8 years ago, and I did this like pretty popular podcast at the time. And you're supposed to bring in something like obscure that people might not be into, that might not know about. I talked about retro blasting because I was like a fan right away with his videos.
Mm-hmm.
And he had heard the podcast. He's like, "Oh, hey, thanks. That's cool." And like now I see him on all this stuff and everything. And yeah, he's one of our favorites.
Yeah,
We can cheer him
Michael's
on.
awesome.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
He is one of the nicest, most humble guys
Yeah.
that I've had the pleasure to meet. From YouTube at least. Just totally blew me away, and he's very tall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he amazed me. Like we were the same size. Like, yo, we're the same height. This is awesome.
Yeah,
He reminds me of my big brother, and I'm always like, I wish this guy was my big brother.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh, you guys would have so much fun.
He's got big brother vibes to me.
Yeah.
BBV.
I think Michael does the best toy documentaries
Yeah, he does.
out there at all. I mean, I would even compare them to the Toys That Made Us kind of stuff that Netflix puts out.
On that level. I always feel like, so after I got into you guys, then I would try to watch other shows, and I would have this kind of like critique of, do I like it or not? And like, I could watch stuff that I don't like because I have to watch it. Like I don't just want good YouTube shows. I want really bad YouTube shows as well. Like I like a diet of everything. So it's wild to see, certain people doing like the toy thing.
Yeah.
Just real quick, we got some comments and questions here. Robert Diaz asks, the big question is, do they love wrestling?
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
We say it enough that if we didn't, it would be
I have
real.
a tattoo. I'll probably fall. I have a tattoo with
Oh, probably fall.
a heart
What
with wrestling.
is this?
through it.
That's all we need.
Yeah, he has the
Oh, Marty's
wrestling
down. We gotta talk to y'all later. Click.
Yeah.
Greg
I'm
Fish
not
says,
standing
"Holy
on
crap!
one leg.
7 years of streaming."
Yeah. It's a long
Archie
time.
says,
7 years.
"Congrats on the ring and engagement. Ooh, everybody's just getting engaged.
Thank
Everybody's
you.
getting married now. Everybody's feeling the love in the air. It's that time of the year."
It is a very loving episode so far.
I should call it the Lower Expectation Show, like on Mad TV.
I never watched Mad TV.
Oh, you never watched Mad? Oh my god!
Yeah, I tried.
They had those funny little videos, and it was called like the dating videos. It was called Lowered Expectations.
Yeah, that was great.
Yes,
Love that.
that's how I'm gonna feel.
No, I don't wanna.
Right.
Leave me alone.
Stewart, yes.
Spencer, right?
Was it Spencer or Stewart? It might have been Spencer.
Stewart, that's right.
That's the dude that had the freckles and he had the bowl haircut.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don Michichiro says, "Sounds like me right now. I'm watching SmackDown, and playing with my new WWE Legends." Yes, Don.
Yeah.
Legends.
Dom got the freaking Alexa Ultimate figure already. I think he pre-ordered it yesterday and he got it already.
Yo, Ringside doesn't play.
Dude,
They don't play. They get stuff
like
out.
next day.
Yeah.
Well, because he's in New
Okay.
York, and they're in Jersey or one of the two. Long Island or I don't know, upstate or something. Ringside Collectibles.
Yeah. Long Island, I think.
Long Island. Yeah.
Don Draper says, "No, this is one of the better shows. I love toys plus wrestling talk." Thank you.
Oh,
Thanks, man.
wow.
Drew G says, "It's critiquing."
Thank you, Joe.
Robert Diaz says, "They are not shills with plenty of free gifts from Hasbro." I want to know what free gift I got. I only got one free gift from Hasbro, and I'm actually going to give it away next month. So it is.
Yeah. Anytime people have like criticized us for being too harsh or whatever, I just keep saying, man, it's like if you're gonna produce and market these toys to adult collectors, you have to be. I mean, like, what kid, when he's 10 years old, is gonna say, "Oh, the joints on this are too big," or the paint apps, or no, it's like you're marketing to adults. So
And also,
Yeah.
toys are very expensive.
That's
Yeah,
what
so
that's
much
one
more
thing I've
expensive.
learned from Ryan is Ryan will be like, we're talking about a $50 figure, and it's
Yeah.
like, if it is like 15 or 20 even, it's like that should be a different set of expectations than something that's like, because we would joke around when we first got into watching this, is I'd have something on and she would come watch it and you guys would be like, and that'll be $180. And like, you would be like, they're shaking these boys dry because it's like, remember that one figure we put out last year? Well, now, remember how you all wanted it to be black? Now it's black.
yeah.
Right.
I have to watch that
Tomfoolery.
again.
Double
And
dipping.
the reason why I have really made a point to, talk about price and, cost value is because I know firsthand that I've influenced people to buy these products. And they're very expensive. There's one guy, and I won't say his name, but he's gotten into Mezcos, and he bought a bunch of secondary market Mezcos, which were hundreds of dollars each, and I felt really bad. I just felt like, hey, maybe he's well off,
Maybe
he
he's just
budgets
enjoying
very
it, too.
well. I just get afraid that if all we are is hype, people can be influenced to go into massive debt, and I just want to be more responsible than that.
Yeah, let me be the irresponsible one that wastes my money on these figures, okay? Don't you do it,
Yeah.
okay? Till you get the review from me. I'm like, look, this figure done broke in my hand. I told you, Toddy Mac, we done with these. No, let me leave Toddy Mac alone. I haven't talked about it in a while. But no,
I think I could make that happen, Dante.
Can I answer 2 questions that are in the chat?
Sure.
yes.
Sure.
So one is they asked what my first wrestling figures were. It was
Jonathan.
the Road Warriors Remco 2-pack figures.
Oh yeah.
They were like the size of He-Mans. They were like
I
the
do. I
Remco,
remember. I had a few of those.
all the same guys. And then about the Alexa Bliss Ultimate Edition, they're saying that the proportions are off. That she's small and she's the size of Charlotte. Like she should be way smaller than Charlotte Flair. Like Alexa Bliss is super tiny.
Yeah, she's tiny.
As opposed to Charlotte. Like Charlotte's probably got a foot on her.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna get into it later, Dante, but about the Alexa Bliss figure. But I mentioned that her waist is super long and her thighs are really big. It's like I don't think they've been able to get an Alexa Bliss figure right yet, because I've seen the same thing with the other ones before. So maybe it's just a tough one to nail down.
No, it's Mattel. They're not somebody's not doing going back and doing their research correctly. Yeah, honestly, like that's just somebody not doing their research correctly at Mattel. Like, hey, you supposed this is what she looks like.
Oh, there you go.
You got many pictures. Like, how can they do a scan on WWE 2K, get it right on there, but you can't make a figure that looks right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
don't know.
And I also with with all the GI Joes coming out and they talk about like reusing parts and stuff, like with wrestlers, that's the most remold use ever of any toy line. Like I got the this is my favorite. I do the deluxe aggression Jax figures. They like really had the most articulation at the time and they're bigger. I like them. And it's like every line of wrestling figures is like 3 male bodies, and it's like the same with the women, like especially back with the old like Jax figures. It's like they have like one body and it's like you're all the same.
But not AEW.
So
I want to get out my Chris and show you guys her.
Just go.
Nice.
While you're open, that Class Custom has a question. Says, Marty and Sarah, how many rubber wrestling figures from the 80s do you own, or do you just have modern wrestlers?
No, that's so loud. I still have some of my favorite LJNs because I was always, especially if they left the WWF, then your figure had to become a new character for me. So I thought the Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff figure, he's just doing this. You can do a bunch of moves. He's got more muscles than any other wrestler. He looks cool. He's got red boots and red trunks. So he became my own character called Radical Ricky Awesome. And he won all the belts and everything. And so I have a Paul Orndorff. And I just still, like, the wrestlers that I make are old wrestlers in my head that I either made out of G.I. Joes. Like, I always had my G.I. Joes wrestling, or when I just, like, kit bash when I was a kid. Like, I like to sort of make what I think they are now.
Jonathan,
look at this. We got these do this. The AEWs. You can pull them apart. Sarah gave it to me like this, and she goes, "Can you fix this?" Yeah.
She's great. They're so good. These figures. They thought of everything.
Tell your thoughts of your friend.
First of all, I think they really get the faces so nice with these beautiful gals. Look at that face paint, and she's got her beautiful outfit.
How's
neon pops. Tattoos are great. She's got this nice sleeve here. Yep. I give this figure an A+. Look at these galaxy. She's got a galaxy elbow that I think is cool.
Cool.
Do you know if she collects all her like? This is maybe merch. It's her first figure, right?
Figure.
First figure.
She was hoping, and I'll show you what I'm supposed to do with them. She wanted a lot of pictures of her figure beating the crap out of this guy.
Yo, as much as I hate him,
Yeah.
so good.
I know, right?
Oh,
Somebody,
goodness.
Trent
She
from
won.
Yeah.
She won.
Trent, the wrestler Trent Beretta tweeted out. We were laughing so hard about this. He tweeted out that MJF's theme song sounds like a cartoon detective theme song from the 80s. It's like, once you hear that, you'll never just like it's totally Inspector Gadget's at the end.
So now it's stuck. Like, it's like almost like Inch High Private Eye. If everybody remembers Inch High Private Eye, that's now I'm gonna think of that. Like instead of him just like, it's like
it's like sometimes someone tweets something in wrestling and it's so true. It's like I can never not think of that now. So.
Oh, this is great.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks, Marty. Marty got me that figure.
Oh,
nice. Disavow says Disavow is a big wrestling fan as well.
Yeah,
he'll be messaging me on Wednesday nights and Friday nights with AEW. He'll be like, "Hey, did you see that?" I'll be like, "Yeah, my girl Jade Cargill got that TBS title. Yeah, I seen that." But he says the alien, boop.
Yes.
I've been booped. I've been booped
this
back
is,
in AEW.
For wrestling fan collectors, or wrestling figure collectors, this is like one of the best knee braces ever.
Yeah,
it's like
it's so good.
It's such a cool knee brace. Like
yeah, it's not
so
thick
and it's
chunky.
soft too. You could get it off if you wanted to. Like very cool.
Oh, Stone Cold Steve Austin's gonna need that. Actually, you can send it to me, and my Sentinel could use it.
Yeah,
it's sensitive.
That's what I always say with like people who listen to the show. A lot of times will be like, "Hey, I got like these old wrestling figures. Do you want me to send them?" I'm like, "Please, please," because I'm just like any of these old. Like, how could you like print an arm of a like? Is that a big cost to like print an arm of like an old wrestling figure?
Not really.
Yeah. So I'm just like.
Yeah.
Right.
I always want. There's like I always thought the
you
old.
know what you need.
Yeah, the wrestling figures that I get, the deluxe, their arms are just like ridiculously big. So I like to put smaller arms on them.
Yeah,
so I'm
you'd
like,
have to
it's
print
like
it
ripping
out
arms
in,
off wrestlers.
Dante, you'd have to print that out in like a few different sections, right? If you're just going to do an arm, like at every bend, you have to print out one
just like
separate
the
piece,
elbow,
right?
Yeah.
So like the forearm, the
single
bicep.
elbow.
Yeah,
the wrist.
You can do a double elbow joint in it. You just have to print up the double joint in between.
Yeah.
Is it difficult to print up like elbow joints or knee joints or something like that? More difficult, I guess, than like just like a forearm or something.
No, because you're just printing the piece out. That's all you're doing. You're just printing that single piece out. But you can have like you can basically have like multiple pieces on the printer and print them all out at the same time. You just have to make sure they're sized correctly.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
The feet are amazing.
So I'll show you real quick. I'll take this out because I haven't taken it off the printer yet. So something that me and DJ are working on for Venom.
Oh, cool.
So you can like print two pieces. I can print two different sizes and two different pieces on there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love the design show too. Like that's just very cool.
It looked very smooth, and I didn't see any print lines.
No, so it's on a small one. Like print lines are very. You really don't see them because with resin, you don't see too much the print lines. If it was like the PLA printer, you'll see more print lines in there, and that's when you have to do more sanding on them.
Got it.
So where was it? Dom says, funny that Statlander has the best knee brace when Dax has probably the worst. Felipe says, I keep seeing AEW. Yeah, I
those
love
FTR
that.
heads. Oof. That would be like people doing He-Man heads, and I'm like, you should do some FTR heads. You make a couple bucks off of those.
Yeah.
Those dudes got unfortunate.
Felipe says, I keep seeing AEW Sting around. Is he a rare one to get?
Which one? The
one
last
out of
one?
All the Stings are selling. Like that, I would grab that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people love Sting too. It's just
He's eternal.
he is.
Yeah.
Like that Taker of that line where they could put out 1 million of them and it's like pretty much the same, but everyone's gonna still get them.
And he's always got different face paint.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yes.
Ric Flair is a bit of a peg warmer because I got the Ultimate Ric Flair a week or two ago for like $9.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Lucky.
I think I paid like $27 for $30 or whatever.
And it's, but it's funny, like when if I go to my Target, there's no AEW figures. Like they're all gone.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I've
it's
never
like they
seen one in the
any.
store.
I've never seen an AEW figure.
I've never seen one in the store.
Me neither.
Man, I see
But
them
see-
all the time.
Really? See, your Target must be different because like my Target has like stocks of WWE figures that nobody wants.
Mhm.
Yeah, we live in the city. Alex, you have like the city Targets where they'll have like a couple, like a little aisle of figures.
It's not.
It's like a
I wouldn't even
handful of
classify it
figures.
as like a toy section or even
I've
a
never
collectible.
seen G.I. Joe or
Me neither.
AEW there. It's always
Me
just Fortnite or
I got you that GI Joe.
Batman.
McFarlane, Robin. I've seen a bunch of him.
McFarlane.
Yeah.
You mean the whole McFarlane section?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
It's not even just the one figure. It's like 6 Wonder Women sitting on there,
Mhm.
5 Batmans.
And Riho.
and Rihos,
Yeah, there were Rihos.
Yeah,
Riho's
Rihos.
probably the big.
I feel
Yeah.
bad for Riho. Her figure should be
10
paid like that.
Rihos.
Again, another head you can redo and make some money.
Yeah. They did redo her though. I thought they did a better version of her. They did the same
Maybe
figure.
they did, yeah.
All right. Excuse me. We'll move into some news. Do. Beep, 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 beep. All right. So we're going to Mezco. I have that up here. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Share my screen with goodness.
Ooh.
I'm
I'm just gonna.
Dad, now you got that song stuck in my head.
I know, right? And you see a detective cat running around.
Yes. Dang it. All right. Did they close? Oh yeah, they did close this yesterday. So yesterday was the last day to get Conan the Conqueror. So if you
Limit
didn't get a
12.
Conan,
Did you see that?
Yeah.
When they were up for pre-orders, limit 12. I'm like,
Why
well, see, I was talking to my friends yesterday. They said the same thing too. I think the first Conan was limited 12 as well.
12?
Is that like if you
Yeah.
own a comic book shop or something, you're going to try and
I would
flip
assume
them?
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Because
You
how
know,
the first
it-
one turned out, sold out very well. So they were like, "Yo, this is gonna go fast." Because it finally released. It's like, "Yo, okay, we finally got it out. Everybody loves it. All right, we can release the next iteration now that we already have the body mold. We just got to add." I feel like, and then in this case, this is where I feel like they kind of tapping my wallet 2 times.
In this
And
case,
I-
yeah.
In this case, yes, because it's the same figure.
Mm-hmm. Soft goods.
Yeah, it just comes with more soft goods.
and new heads
Yeah, those
And
two
new heads,
heads.
and weapons.
So if
So you think it's justified the release? You don't think it's too much of a double dip run?
No, because the first release, a lot of people missed out on a lot, and the
that's
price.
exactly why.
Yeah, the price went up. I think people were paying upwards of $300 for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was an excellent choice by Mezco. It's slightly different, but let's get another Conan out in the market because there's a serious desire for it.
Yeah. No, yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna. I'm agreeing with you. I was just gonna say also I could see Dante's point of view for the people that already have Conan. You don't really. I mean, unless I have a feeling Dante maybe pre-ordered this.
Yes, I did. They got me. Okay, they got me. They knew how to get me. They're like, "Hey, we got another Conan." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah, no-
fine."
Yeah, no, and also I think the timing, it's like it's good that they waited until everyone started getting their first Conan before they put this up for pre-order. But anyways, go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, the best part about this Conan drop wasn't even this figure; it was the accessory pack that you can buy separately. So if you have the first Conan, like I do, you can buy the separate accessory pack, which comes with different character heads to build like other barbarians, dudes for him to fight, or dudes for him to ally himself with, or whatever. And they also come with more accessories. So if you have the first Conan, well, now you have a second body that you can use with these heads here that Dante's showing. And
You
it
think
comes
they
with
would
blood splatter
ever-
effects. Huh?
Yeah. Do you think they would ever offer the accessories separately?
Well, they just
Like,
did right here.
Oh, so this is available. If you don't want to get the figure, you can just get the accessories.
Yeah,
Yes, this is the
Oh, that's awesome.
Slugfest Barbarian Booster Kit.
Dude,
So-
that's awesome.
Which gives you more incentive to buy a second Conan to use for the body, right?
yeah.
Or
Which
people
is-
use those for their Captain Nemo crew.
Right, yeah. Yep. I mean, both of these heads have been released before, but that one right there, that's Baron Benz, which is their own in-house character, right? And then the other one, I think, is KG Beast. They're just slightly repainted, but they look
Yeah.
like way different. You know,
Awesome.
They're sexy.
Yeah, they got me,
Yeah,
man.
they are.
For
They're
one,
very.
and I'm
That's
just
the
like,
first thing I thought was how sexy they are.
They are. I can't
I
run
got-
from it, and I don't want to.
I watched. I don't know who's unboxing, and I just saw them open it, and I just was like, I have to have one of those. I have to see
They look like wrestlers.
what they're like in person. Because
Mhm.
sometimes I'll buy stuff and then I'll just give them to her nephew after I check them out a little while. But when I saw them open up that box, I was like, I have to have this figure. And when I saw that the old one was available again, I'll get the booster pack too. Then that's awesome.
It was
Yeah.
probably amazing because he does amazing things. with
You'll have to
those
join the wait list
costumes.
at this point, but I'm
No.
No, I've got it. I'm on it.
okay. Cool.
I've joined the wait list. Was there a pre-order or
There was.
So there
Okay,
was.
I
So
got
this
that.
is a funny thing. My buddy's trying to get. He was looking for the first Conan that dropped. Entertainment Earth had him in stock to order. So no, I think
Oh.
it was coming out later on during the year. He was about to go buy it, and sold out right when he was about to finish up in the cart. So Entertainment Earth had a little bit of stock for them, and then once they reached their point, it was like the cutoff's done.
How comparative, like compared to like BBTS, Entertainment Earth usually has stuff in stock longer, right?
Usually, depending on what it is,
There's been a few times where I've like looked for like 1/6 scale stuff that was sold out, and Entertainment Earth had it. So I'm thinking maybe they get their inventory later than everyone. I don't know.
Well, Entertainment Earth supplies Big Bad Toy Store with all their inventory.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. There you go.
Felipe's
One of
like,
our-
are we
one of
going to
the-
wait another 5 years for Conan also? Look, I
Yeah.
don't know.
one of the
My
things
question's
that
still going to remain, where's my Conan?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're gonna say
Dante, I was gonna say that one of the things that I love is there's a dude called the Mad Hatter, and he's mostly buying like NECA stuff. But when they do those drops, he'll record himself live trying to get it, and it's like
so stressful.
so
and beautiful.
stressful. And when he gets it, you're rooting for him, and when he doesn't, you're just like, I'm so sorry.
Or he'll
Why?
get like two of
Yeah.
what he wanted, but then not the other two.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
Oh, you want to see stress? Try ordering off a Target. That's some stress right there.
Yeah. Oh,
You're
yeah.
like,
I've heard all those horror stories.
Where you
Yo,
guys
I'm
I
telling
did.
you.
I will say, as like a first-time Mezco buyer, I found that like I ordered a couple. Like I told you at the beginning, a couple different things, and it's like part of me is still like, did I order the whole thing? Did I buy it right? Like I'm just waiting for like some email I didn't answer and I don't get it or something. I just
This
want,
was a
like,
super easy Mezco experience getting this.
Yeah.
good. Okay, good. I'm happy for that then.
Yeah, this was no problem. And what I think is going to happen is, and like Ryan was saying, I feel good for those who didn't get the Conan the first time around. I'm happy for everybody who got him this time around when this new release. I'm happy for that. It just feels kind of like slightly, just tad bit, because I waited so long for the first Conan, and it's just like, hey, we just popped out the new Conan with extra stuff and new gear. That's why I feel. Look, I ordered it either way, but I still feel a little bit slight because I like Conan, especially like reading like Savage Avengers with Conan being on the Savage Avengers team. Like, it's like you got to have Conan. Like,
Is
this-
Marvel
this
publishing
makes-
Conan books? Do they have the right to publish?
Yes,
Because you said
Yes, they do.
Avengers. Is in the Avengers?
yes, he was in Savage Avengers. It was a
Wow.
whole different Avengers team with like Doctor Strange, Wolverine.
That's a weird pairing.
It was a weird, but it's like all the most violent people that you could find, except for Doctor Strange. Like, he was on the most violent team. He was with Elektra, like hanging out with Punisher as well too. Like the most violent team. So the most violent Marvel characters that were with Conan. So that made sense. Conan is a barbarian. You got he's hanging out with Punisher. Oh, Punisher don't care about your life.
Yeah. It's. I think it's safe to assume that this shouldn't take as long to get in people's hands as the first one, because they've
'cause
got.
they already had the mold. Yeah.
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 It's really just the accessories and the soft goods.
If it is delayed, I would say it's because of shipping, not because of production.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because everything's delayed because of shipping now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a boat stuck in the canal.
It's still that boat in the canal, right?
Right.
Look, They just want me to load some docs. I can do that. Like I can do that. Okay. What you need me to do? Well, can you get, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll bring my own crew in. Do they know how to work stuff? No, they don't know how to work stuff, but we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Don't you worry about it.
I know what we're gonna look at.
I brought the wrong one. Here we go. All right. So moving into Alex's favorite realm of action figures, his
Dolls.
his big dolls of destiny.
You see who it is, Sarah? You see the face on that figure?
You know her.
Wow.
Mandalorian, you know who
Wow,
that is?
that's Sasha.
Yeah. Listen.
Listen, I earned this figure.
That's right. It's boss time. Oh no, was Mike Cole say? It's boss time.
Oh God, I wish he would stop
Every
saying
time.
that. Oh my God. I wish Michael Cole was gone.
Yeah.
It's time. But this is like an instant pre-order for me. I love the blue. I didn't know they were that blue on the show. Her and Axe, what's he called, Ryan?
Axe Woves.
Axe Woves, who doesn't come with a removable sculpt. Helmet.
Really? That's weird.
No, I think I don't remember seeing one.
No, I don't think his helmet came off. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Yeah, they didn't look this blue in the show. Now I'm looking at them. I don't remember them being this blue.
Yeah, no, they were. They
Were
were
they?
definitely a darker blue than Bo-Katan. She was like a more faded blue.
Yeah, okay.
Man.
Greg, no, stop it, Greg. No. You
Uh-oh.
would mess up Alex for life.
You
He
would
says-
ruin my
He says, Dante, can Tiny Matt please move to Hot Toys and leave all the lower scales to competent sculptors?
if he was gonna go a bigger scale, he would do like statues for Sideshow and not
Yeah.
figures.
He makes great statues, man.
He does.
Dom, I didn't know that. Dom Machichara says, best Booker T commentary line ever was when he was talking to Cole and said, you know I had a dream you died.
I remember that.
What an intimidating commentary partner line. What do you say to that?
I don't know. I didn't know he even said
Bro.
that. Out of all things Booker T said, I only remember two things that Booker T said when he's WCW, when he was talking to Hogan,
Yeah, that's one.
and then during Alberto Del Rio's match
What did he say?
on commentary.
What did
He said the same word on
Oh,
there.
really?
Oh.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
He's always good for Shucky Ducky Quack Quack
Shucky
too.
Duckies.
Yeah.
He there's a great Booker T clip where when he was in TNA, he was announcing, but also it was the match he was in and they forgot that, and he just was like, oh, there's everybody running in the ring, and it was like a beautiful mess up that they were like, who cares, we're TNA.
Yeah, who cares?
Hey. Then we got Axe Wolves here. Yeah, he doesn't. The helmet does not
No
remove.
helmet.
I guess
Yeah, that's
Yeah. He's kind of
maybe they
bare
didn't get the
bones
rights.
as far as the stuff that he comes with, but I'm collecting all the Mandos, so
I'm sorry, I just want to
Yeah.
point this out. I don't know who these people are,
Will be coming
but I'm
home.
not DMing it on Star Wars Lovers 249. Like, I hate them. Hey, why don't you go ahead and promote this on Records Radio?
they're always the first to
Zoom.
comment.
That's what I'm gonna start doing on their comments. I'm like, hey, why don't you promote this on the Infinity Equation podcast
Flip it on.
or .62645?
bots are out of control on Instagram, man.
Yo,
No.
like I could deal. Like I could stand if you like you mistaking this podcast for like a math show. Like, oh, the Infinity Equation, I like math. Like, this is
Is
not
that
what
it?
I came here for.
I like
I'm
math.
for the-
Is that an alternate armor?
Yeah.
What is it? It looks
I'm not
gr-
saying you don't like math. I'm not
Oh,
saying
no,
for people.
it's
I'm just
not.
saying like they come for like maybe they think it's math.
Oh,
And
okay. I
they,
didn't
like
know.
but they stay in like, oh, I like what they're talking about, even though it's not math. So you're like, okay, cool.
Dante, the math episode, I'm picturing like an old kind of Mr. Wizard Nickelodeon vibe where you have like a dry erase board behind you and you're like, if you buy 10 Boba Fetts and you sell 5 on eBay, how many Boba Fetts do you have left?
So if you
We'll
buy
have Matt
5 Hot
Damon on for
Toys-
that episode.
Right. Well, no, this is how we do it. Like, you buy 5 Hot Toys, that equals up to 2 years of Mezcos right there. Okay? That's
Now
2
with
years
the
of
Mezco
Mezcos
prices
right there.
lately, they've been
Now,
going up.
Nah, that's 2 years of Mezcos equals 1 year of Marvel Legends.
We gotta get you the John Madden pen.
Yeah.
No, I just, you know what? Always going to do Steiner math.
I was just gonna say, big Steiner math.
I'm just going to do Steiner math. 60% of the show is about funniness. 98% of the show is about talking about nonsense. The other 80% is about who knows what. But 5% of it is about true love. And they'd be like, I don't know what half. That math doesn't add up. But Axe Wolves looks good.
Looks good. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if they just couldn't get the actors' rights to face. I'm assuming that's.
Did he take off his helmet?
He did.
He did, right?
What's funny is Black Series has not made him yet either.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true. They did
They made
make
a Sasha.
Cosby.
Thanks, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't take it off for the stand. That's why it's just a helmet. They were like, "Don't you want to get your face?" He was like, "I'm good."
Don't you want the people to know who you are? Nah, I'm good.
No, this is more for like people to have figures of different Mandalorians. They said, "We got you, Alex."
Yeah.
And then real quick, some Mayfix news.
Yeah.
Really?
Looks good, yeah.
Honest, I'll be back.
It looks
To the
okay.
chopper.
A little too
Down.
bearskin, though.
That's okay. Because you know why? I told him to make me the best way I could.
No.
So
Look
Mayfix
at my
definitely leans towards an animated style, and they did that with this.
Mm.
Like this, kind of looks like a cartoon version of Arnie.
Oh, really? You're not you're not
It's
digging
more
it
of
so
an
much.
anime. Yeah. If you look at it, it's more anime.
Yeah. I definitely pre-ordered this.
No.
It's January, of course I'm pale. I've been
Never
inside
seen that
for
yet.
months.
What you gonna do when I come to your house and put this revolver in your face and I say, give me all your toys? And I have to go into Alex's house and take all his hot toys off the shelf.
Oh, God.
He's not gonna do anything. He's just gonna sit there and take it. Little
No.
baby man.
See what you started?
I know. He did start it. It's all his fault.
Ooh.
That's
Greg
great.
says, Dante, the Mando actor was also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You gotta tell me what season, because I fell off of that after I think season 3 or 4. I can't remember. Wherever they went off to space or the different time travel or whatever that nonsense was.
Was it the season where Falcon became Captain America?
Probably.
That was the same show, right?
It could have been.
Okay.
Who knows? Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. stayed for too long.
3 different head sculpts.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. You got your
Wow.
anime
There
Arnold.
you go.
You got your pilly face Arnold.
You got sunburn Arnold.
That's like pumping
I'm sorry.
Iron Arnold.
Right,
That's
it's like
before-
Barbarian.
That's before he jumped through before he got on fire when he was on top of the car and he punched it. He had long hair up until that one, and then it got singed.
Wow.
good call.
Beautiful. That's a narrative.
Look at the big brains on Alex.
I've seen that movie so many, and plus I had the Hot Toys, which had the same amount of accessories and different head sculpts.
You no longer have it?
No, I sold all my Hot Toys Terminator figures, because it's like, I guess it's just the same way I feel about the movies. It's like, I think the story was told with the second one, and like
Yeah.
anything after that, it's just kind of, you're just, grasping
Yeah.
for straws,
100%.
Oh, they grasped for some
So it's
straws.
like, what was I going to do? It's like, I already had like the main characters. I know that they weren't going to come out with any of the ancillary characters. Not that there are that many, but so
Greg says he was in season 2 and season 3. He was one of the big Hydra guys. Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yes, I know what you. I do remember that. I know what you're talking about. This is what sold me right here. Getting me some Nightwing Mayfix.
Finally.
Hush.
This is the best
Hush,
looking.
Nightwing.
This is the best looking Nightwing since the DC collectibles one, the DC
Universe
icons. No,
Icons. Yeah.
Sarah likes the butt on him.
He's got a great tush. We were talking about that the other day.
Everybody says about Dick Grayson. Even in the comments, they be like, "Yo," I see little memes like, "Look at his tushy." Like, is his name Tushy Galore? You want to call Tushy Galore from look at see like this.
Oh yeah, the pants are way up in his crack right there for sure.
There's
They
no
want you to
movement.
look at it.
Mm-hmm. They do.
It's a sculpture.
I mean, how could
That's-
you not?
That's skinny jeans level right there. That's skinny jeans level.
I see this and I think to myself, somebody needs to make a rip to shreds Freakazoid action figure, and I think they'll make millions.
A Freakazoid.
Yeah,
Yes.
remember Freakazoid?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
from the same people that made Animaniacs. It's a Warner Brothers.
Exactly. That's why I like them both. And
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we're getting these new figures. I think we got to get a rip to shreds Freakazoid. I think we've earned that.
I
People-
would not
you-
be surprised if Super 7 came out with a Freakazoid figure. I don't know if
See,
it would
yes.
rip to shreds though.
And that's why that's what to draw a line because it'd be $55, and I'm not doing that.
No.
Everybody forgets about Ed Asner doing that voice in there.
Oh,
the
really?
cop. Yes.
Ed Asner. Didn't he just
Yes.
recently pass away?
Yeah, he did. But
Recently.
Ed Asner was awesome because he did so many voices across so many different shows.
Yeah, what he was Mr. Potato Head in Toy Story, right?
Yeah,
I think.
I think. Yeah,
Was he?
I think
Wait, no.
was.
Was he Mr. Potato Head?
No, was that Cliff from Cheers?
Yeah.
okay,
it's
yeah,
good.
No,
or
Yeah,
it
it
a
was
horse?
Cliff. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, Cliff was
You don't even
Ham.
watch
Horse.
those movies.
Cliff from Cheers was the piggy bank.
Right.
Pig.
Okay.
We'll watch
All
them.
right.
That'll be fun.
I'm good. I'm good.
Disney Plus got them all. Don't worry, Disney Plus got everything you want. All the
Yeah.
magic that you may restore. And actually, funny thing, Disney Plus has now got the rights to stream WWE Network in Indonesia.
Yeah, in like some other
Yeah.
country or something for now.
Just buy them. Let's go. Let's get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, can you imagine that? So Vince, everybody, there's no blood anymore.
It's like,
It's just all entertainment.
no more blood. Oh. That's my Mickey Mouse.
That was a horrible Mickey Mouse.
Right.
Yeah. It's
See?
funny how there's wrestling people that are excited. They're like, "Oh, this would be," and I'm like, "I've seen what they've done with Star Wars," and I'm like, "This is,
Yeah.
they do it like that. It's like, oh boy."
You know,
Dante
I was originally really excited when Disney bought Star Wars because I'm
Me
like,
too.
well, man, look what they've done with Marvel up to that point.
And
We got the
it was so
Mandalorian
sad.
though.
Mandalorian's good. Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's
Real quick,
That's the
Don
thing.
Draper says he was J. Jonah Jameson's Spider-Man cartoon as well. Yep.
Mm.
Drew G says, was he bonkers? I forgot about that cartoon, that Disney cartoon, Bonkers. I don't remember if he was.
Oh yeah, Don Rickles was Mr. Potato Head.
Potato,
Thanks
yep.
to Scruffy Nerd.
That's right.
Mm.
And he recently passed away too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Moskill says, do Mayfex figures have bicep swivel? Yes, they do.
They have everything swivel.
They have
They have
bicep
everything.
swivel.
They have that hidden thigh swivel that's like underneath the thigh.
Yeah, with the
Up
drop
near the
down.
hip.
Yeah. Yeah, and they also, they had the drop downs with them.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see
Scott says,
Seinfeld figures selling? Like if Mayfex made Seinfeld figures or Super
I mean, I
Seinfeld?
would buy those day
Yeah.
one.
Wouldn't those-
I'd be all over it.
And then
I mean,
wouldn't
George-
guys who collect a bunch of just want extra bodies too, like for dioramas and stuff? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Civilian clothing stuff. Right.
I just
that
want
up.
George Costanza. I need George Costanza. 'cause
No.
That's what I love. I love me some George Costanza. He does the things that I think about doing sometimes, but he does it, and I see the repercussions. Like, okay, maybe I'm glad I didn't do that.
yeah, I would
You gotta-
order all of them instantly. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. You got to get the I was in the pool George Costanza.
yeah, they're gonna do it like the turtle line. They're not gonna just release all of them. You're gonna get Jerry and a George variant. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to be a pirate. Like he'll come in the pirate shirt,
Is that Peter?
Jerry.
Yeah, puffy shirt Jerry will be series
Puffy.
2.
Yeah.
They're gonna make you wait for regular Jerry. You can stand up Jerry.
We got Peter in the chat.
Is that Peter?
boy?
Big boy Pete.
He's known as Screamin' Pete. He has his own merch.
I
arm.
know.
Sometimes
Nice.
he just
Some-
yells in the background, but
Some
tonight
town
he's-
provides ambient noise or not so ambient noise in during the show.
Yeah, this is a celebrity for you, huh?
He is.
Real quick,
Peter.
Scott Hughes says, did anyone see the Sylvester Stallone exclusive First Blood figure? I did
Yes,
not.
that's the
Where's
1/6 scale figure.
Okay.
That's actually I know
Yes,
the guy,
okay,
the
yes,
sculptor. There, he's making a whole line. Like he opened up like the Sylvester Stallone shop, or I think he's had it for a few years now. But now he's starting to get into like figures, and he's starting off with like 1/6. So, and the sculptor who I follow on social media said that there's other characters that Stallone has played that are coming out too. That he's going to be sculpting. Looks good. It looks
Cobra.
really good. If they start getting, yeah, well, I mean, yeah, of course, I can almost guarantee that one. But if he starts getting into the Rocky stuff, that's
Yeah.
Because I don't know the legalities of it, like whether or not he owns. I mean, I assume he does the rights to the film and to license out stuff. So,
Well, do me a solid and tell him to do them in 112 scale for your boy.
You're right.
All right.
yeah.
I need some 112
Rocky
Rambo
figures.
figures
Yeah.
because the NECA ones don't hold up.
You didn't like them?
Exactly.
What didn't
I
you
mean-
like? The usual.
They're NECA. Like they're they're NECA figures. You want some good like Rambo
I
figures.
can't hear
You
you,
wanna
Ryan. You're
articulate-
muted. Say something.
NECA is also
There you
110 scale.
Right.
Drew G says in Bonkers he wasn't Bonkers. I forget. Most Skill says thanks guys, going to pre-order that Terminator. See, we did it again, Ryan. We did it again.
You're welcome.
Don Machichiaro says I need a Frank Costanza.
I want a Jackie Childs.
Yes.
Yes.
Your face.
Who told you to put the bomb on? I didn't tell you to put the bomb on. Who's somebody Who told you to put the bomb on?
Yeah.
This man is
Not Buddy and
gobbling.
Elaine.
Who was the comedian that was like Jerry's rival? He was
Oh,
like,
I have actually met him. I've shared a few beers with that guy before.
he was like reading a joke that Seinfeld wrote for him.
Banya.
Why do they call it Ovaltine?
Yeah.
The can's round. The glass is round. They should call it Roundtine. Jerry, this is comedy gold.
Robert D says that's a big cat. Steve Machino, I think I'm saying that right. Peter.
Yeah.
Greg Fish says Asner was Hudson and Gargoyles. Very true.
Oh, there you go. Damn, he really did get around.
Jonathan Meyer says, I mean, we need to see April May now as well.
Oh, she's sleeping. Go grab
Oh
April.
yeah, I'll get her. She's an angel. Oh my gosh.
You got some buddies in the chat.
What this? Greg says Peter isn't having it tonight. Get him some dry wet food and return to bed
Yeah.
immediately.
Sarah accidentally bought dog food instead of cat food.
He's crunching away, but it'll be fixed tomorrow. His real food's coming.
Yeah, isn't it
Here's April May. Oh, she's so cute. She's got a little aim. She's got a little flame pattern in between her
Yeah.
eyes.
Yes.
Have you guys seen those Instagram videos of the cats dancing to the Junk in the Trunk song by
No.
and then there's another song, it's like a meow meow melody or whatever, but it's like all over Instagram now. It's like
That's
I
wild.
want to do it with my cat.
Josh Limber says Mezco would do a mean Rambo figure. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think Mezco will do a mean anything figure.
I think you could almost put a Rambo figure on this Conan body.
Yeah.
He's a bit
Donald
slimmer.
Sherrill says Storm should do Rocky. Either Tyson and Ali are awesome boxing figures.
Yeah. Those are bigger though, so Ryan would not be into those.
Mm-mm. Nope. No, sir.
Their 1/6 figures are great. They made that Hogan. Did you ever see that, Marty? Sarah?
Which one?
Storm Collectibles. It's like the Hogan with the more modern one that has like the tie dye.
Yeah.
And then the NWO one also.
Yeah.
They made a Mike
Yeah.
Tyson figure.
I took the NWO Storm Collectible Hogan.
Oh, you
and
did? You have 'em?
I turned it into Bane.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, I do. I think you did. Didn't you show us that?
I probably did. Yeah.
So I remember you saying that. All right. So, so I wanted to go into this because this was, the epic rant from Victoria Cantina on this was
Oh, she
perfectly
killed him.
summed up. I loved it. So, this deluxe Boba Fett went up for pre-order. Nobody knew. It just went up. People had a problem trying to get it, and then it sold out. But I want to read what Victoria Cantina said because she summed it up so perfectly. I couldn't put it into my own words. Let's call the Target Boba exclusive what it was, a shit show. Everything about it was handled was abysmal, and pre-orders at mass retailers continue to be the bane of my collectors. Last minute, wrong pricing, didn't go up on time, sold out too quick. What went right? This was a failure at every level. Perhaps worst of all, the 1 p.m. sale didn't happen, and those who waited refreshing like mad got it 15 minutes later, and those who had to go back to, life missed out. Something's got to give. From the top down, this system is broken. Then you still have to worry about how Target or Walmart or Amazon is going to ship them to you. Or worse, they may even cancel your order, leaving you at the mercy of possible, but not guaranteed, restocks that may again sell out in minutes and the tedious chore of hunting. They tried doing no pre-order. That only worked for some. The next step is online only. With the limited quantities we see, there's no point in selling in stores. Few will find them. They will need to allocate all stock for online instead of 5% or whatever it currently is. This isn't 2010 when Hasbro was selling more to kids, and in 2022, the vintage collection is marketed and priced as an adult collectible commodity. Treating pre-orders like this speaks to how these companies think of their adult consumer bases. The game of cat and mouse must end. If you are intent to sell and declare your item is for a discerning adult collector who is keen on quality and detail, and you are going to charge them in the kind, the pre-order and buying experience should be aligned with the philosophy. Anything less is insulting and incompetent.
Woo!
It's kind of
Awesome.
yeah.
She
So
burnt
that's
it down. And I mean, she did it better than Seth Rollins did.
Yeah, she was in a sitting crisscross applesauce when she cut that one.
Yeah, with
Yes.
Mike.
Mhm.
Yeah,
She gave everybody the pipe bomb on that one. I was like, whoo!
as like a toy outsider looking in, this was one of the things that baffled me. Where it's like, you have these people who want to buy your stuff, and like you just aren't giving that to them. And I remember, as a kid going to Toys R Us and just being like, what do I want today? And now it's
Yeah.
like, please, can I please have that? Like, it's just unbelievable that if they make it this hard.
I put him in this pipe bomb.
Well, here's the thing. Hasbro will keep doing Walmart exclusives because Walmart buys them.
Mhm.
Walmart is really their customer.
Mhm.
And when have we ever gotten customer service of any kind from Walmart?
Walmart won't even let me bring my grocery bags. My reusable grocery bags are Walmart on Broadway. I can't shop there if I want to bring my own giant old lady cart. It's madness. And if they won't serve me, the customer, they won't serve you, the figurehead.
Dang, come on.
I mean, look-
I didn't think they were that tough.
Hasbro,
I love them all. I love stores.
Hasbro is painfully aware of this issue, and they don't have the balls to say something to Walmart. They don't want to lose that customer.
Yeah.
Just keep buying from us, Walmart.
This is
But-
by and large. We're watching it. Wait till Fred Willard's the president. It'll be just like the movie Wall-E.
And you know what's funny too? Is like it's the same thing with Walgreens. We're still waiting for Binary. Binary has not shown up. Marvel Legends Binary has not shown up in Walgreens at all. You have not really seen her in the States at all. Overseas, plentiful. Canada, plentiful. United States, where's it at? Where's it
Not
at?
here.
Yeah. And the sad part about this is like sometimes you gotta hold these if they're your customer, you gotta hold them to a higher demand. You got higher like, look, we sent this to you. Why are these not on shelves? Why are you not reporting any sales from these? Like you I'm sure they got to report like, hey, we sold this many quantities. Like they go back and say, hey, how many quantities of this product did you sell? What they're saying, like 25,000 units we moved.
Mm-hmm.
But where are these 25,000 that you moved? Oh, still in a warehouse, or still in a boat somewhere. It's just sitting there.
You'll see him at Ross in like a year and a half.
And that's the sad part about it. But you have like the same, and I noticed Walgreens. I think Walgreens is kind of getting fed up as well too. I don't know the same because now I go to some Walgreens. There's no Marvel Legends. There's no GI Joes.
Nope.
There's barely any Star Wars figures on the shelf. I think they just like kind of like we got in over our head. We thought this was going to be kind of a good thing. Some figures in, like some toys, some real figures in here, some real toys in here, and they seen say stuff that was sitting on the shelf because either nobody wanted them, they just weren't great at great selection that they chose to be exclusive for the store. It's just now you got to look at Walgreens. It's like, hey, how many of this are you selling? And Walgreens is saying like 0. Then at that point you need to reevaluate the whole relationship at that point, at that time.
Yeah.
Don Machichiaro says, most frustrating part about my job is we have over 400 customers and seven of those make up 98% of our businesses. So salespeople bend over backwards for them and let them get away with anything. That's
It's like that
the
at
sad
so many
truth.
companies. I just think of like so many industries, and it's always that big money talks where it's like, well, this is our biggest client. We have to just bend the rules a little bit. And then it's like, well, it can make the product suffer overall because you do forget the smaller buyers and the people who, you know, really want to invest and like they really want the product to be as good as it can be.
And Amazon, I hold to Amazon. I hold to a higher standard. You're probably the most wealthiest company in the United States. There's no reason why you should be canceling people's pre-orders. You should already know what you have in stock. Because for those who didn't know and don't know, I used to work at Amazon. I used to be the guy that put the stuff on the shelf.
I thought you were going to say I was the guy peed in the bottle in the warehouse.
This is all before they had those standards and practices. This is
I was going to tweeted everything's great.
So I worked there. What was it? Oh, it was the year September 11th happened. Because I was there when September 11th happened. I was in the Amazon warehouse.
Oh, wow.
In their infancy.
There's like mostly books, right? Still?
Yeah, there were still mostly books and other products as well. But a little side story to this, because my grandmother was coming back from a flight, and they were coming through Pittsburgh. So I was like, oh, shoot. One of those planes is coming from it was supposed to be going to Pittsburgh. I'm like,
It crashed on my family's property.
Oh, wow.
Like 93 crashed on my family's property, and there was
really?
this whole government thing where they wanted to buy the land, but they wanted to buy it at like kind of a discount. And like, it's my dad's second cousin, and he's kind of like, yeah, it was this big ordeal. It was why he ended up going to the White House, and they like worked it out directly with the president. And now there's like a memorial, and he doesn't own it anymore. But they bought it like on the level. But it took some negotiations, and that's a weird little fact I sometimes tell people.
Wow.
It's just crazy during that time. But that's when I was there, and it was like, all right, so I'm just putting stuff on the shelf. Just Amazon has no business of not like saying, hey, you know, we don't know how much we're going to get. Just go ahead and over pre-order it. They're like, well, guess that ain't going to happen. Now I understand if, you know, like with the Watcher, Marvel Select, you know, Diamond says, hey, you know, we're not going to release this. You know, something happened with the mold. We're going to probably wait till another time and see what happens. Okay, fine. But Diamond Select should put out a message saying, hey, you know, this, you know, we had an issue. We're not going to re-release this. Fine. I'm cool with that. But then everybody just shows up and like, hey, gets an email like, hey, your order's canceled. Well, I've been waiting for this for like over a year now. And then, I'm sorry, somebody said, where is it here? Oh, Rhino Hobby says, we're still waiting on Quasar. Yeah, some people are still waiting on Quasar. It's just sad. And sad and frustrating part of it. Like, I just don't understand that. Obi-Wan says, you left before Amazon began offering stock to all their employees. Every employee who stuck with them is filthy, sticky rich from back then. Yeah, I
For real.
They make Dante feel bad.
I know.
Honestly, they worked you to death because when they were implementing the new rules, I think at that point in time where you had to do so many carts per day, but there's not enough shelf space to put all this stuff on. So how do you want me to do like all these books, put all these books up, and you know, and not have enough space? Like I'm trying to find space for this. Like you give me a cart full, like it was 3 shelves on one side, 3 shelves on another side full of books. Where you want me to put all these books at? But there's not enough space. Plus, you had to scan the book and then scan the location where it's at. So the picker, which is who they call them, is the person who comes and picks up the item and takes the item off the shelf for the order.
It's a little bit of how I don't know if they still work like that today, but I don't know. Grace says I cheated with LP smuggling Quasar into the country. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I found him in Nova up in Canada. I've never seen him down here.
Yeah.
Look, don't worry about how I get my smuggled Marvel Legends into this country.
Oh no.
The Legends, I smuggle them in like candy. Equine says my Walgreens still has the yellow Daredevil and Ant-Man, and also that white proto Boba Fett. You know what? I would say get that white proto Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Now, actually, you probably get them at discount rate at this point, and you'll still have the same figure that's getting ready to get released.
Yeah.
Released.
We have that Daredevil at our Walgreens.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And an old Sasha Banks, like for when she wore the glasses with the
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's just ridiculous.
just warming it.
Yeah, and see, a lot of people are saying, like, even Stratton says I haven't seen Nova or any of the figures at Walgreens.
That white proto Boba Fett is getting a re-release.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just go ahead and pick it up at the cheap.
Yeah.
Pick it up cheap because I'm sure it's probably discounted down at this point, and then you can just pick it up. So you already have you're already ready, way ahead of the game before everybody's like, "Hey, guess what? I got the figure." I'm like, "Oh, Sam, how'd you get it?" Because it was already released before.
That is
I
a
waited.
2014 release. I bet it's
Wow.
not even still in their system.
Yeah.
That is an 8-year-old figure.
Oh, it's still in the
I'm
system.
gonna
Trust
type
me.
the
It's still-
barcode in by
Yeah.
hand.
Somebody sent me a photo of they found a WWE Jax figure, and Marvel's. I mean, how long is who's making the WWE figures now?
Mattel.
Mattel's been making them for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is still at a Walgreens or something.
Yeah, longer. I mean,
It was an old
longer than 10
JBL
years.
figure.
I think they lost the license for WWE like in 2011, maybe
Yeah.
10. It's crazy.
So speaking of Hasbro, they're going to continue the relationship
Yep.
with Star Wars, but they're adding a new line
Ugh.
of Indiana
Well.
Jones.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait for Retro Blast's take on this. Oh man, it's gonna be good.
He's gonna make me feel so bad about myself because I
Exactly.
can't wait. I can't wait for an Indiana Jones line, man. Especially if it's 6-inch.
What? Oh, they said it's 6-inch.
Oh, you know it's gonna be
I
6
have
inch.
to assume it's 6-inch. That's the hot scale. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what everything is.
Do you think they'll get into because from this press release, it sounded like a lot of the Indiana Jones stuff is going to be based on the new movie that's coming out.
Sure,
Do you think they'll get into the older stuff?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you
Are they
hold
going to
the
make
line, you have
Nazis
to.
though?
No.
No.
Well, they might make Nazis, but it won't have the swastika on it. They
Yeah.
will not do that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
will-
sure. I'm sure you'll be able to buy the bad guys.
And the
There's a
bad guy.
LucasArts game, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. It's an adventure game, and I love
I remember
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are multiple figures that you could get my money if you go for these old, if you get Sam and Max, Day of the Tentacle, like
Uh-huh.
there's areas of nostalgia for figures from these adventure games. Oh, all these Sierra games, like I think make them a little pixelated, make them all clear. There's money to be
you're
made.
into the,
Somebody run with it.
You're into the old Sierra stuff. Huh?
Oh yeah, that's every Tuesday. I do Twitch with my friends.
Mhm.
Twitch.tv PS_Garrick, and we play adventure games, a lot of point and click. We do the voice. We have fun little redemptions, and it's made me fall in love with adventure games all over again. But I grew up playing them.
It's great. Yeah, I
Josh
hope they.
asks-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to read this question real quick. Josh asked, would they make a Shia LaBeouf figure?
And you hear, like Shia LaBeouf.
I think the only thing stopping them from making a Shia LaBeouf figure is Shia LaBeouf.
LaBeouf, right.
I think they would. I think they would do it. But
Do
they would have to.
rename the Asian figure character from part 2?
Short round.
Short
yeah.
round.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't they?
I think they can make short round.
Yeah.
So, in reply to Jamie Lynn Parks, NECA made Nightmare Soldiers for American Werewolf.
Yeah.
NECA can do that.
Right.
Disney's not going to let Hasbro do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You got to remember, Disney is not going to let Hasbro do that because they're still kind of under just making something that's under Disney brand, under Disney
Yeah.
umbrella. So Disney's going to be like, that's not going to
Yeah.
happen. You're not
And-
putting no swastikas on there.
Indiana Jones will be in the toy aisle. It won't be in the
Right.
collectibles
Good point.
section by the DVDs.
Yeah.
And that actually makes a big difference because you're not going to see Pennywise in the toy aisle next to My Little Pony and Transformers.
That'd be
You know.
hilarious. He's sitting there torturing My Little Pony.
Right.
Or he's sitting there, or he's sitting there
That was
riding to
like
death.
Toys R Us back in the day. You'd have,
Yeah.
you'd be just like, oh, Leatherface. Okay.
You remember the
Leatherface
heat
next to
that
Master
Toys R
Chief?
Us got?
Yes.
The heat Toys R Us got for having figures that came with meth?
Yeah.
They had Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad,
figures.
yeah.
Yes,
Breaking Bad,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
And those
monster
were
plane.
Mezcos, actually. Yeah.
They started calling him Mezco. I thought that was so
Mezco.
rude.
So, and also relying to this, with the new probably Hasbro coming out saying there's going to probably be a price hike on figures. Not sure when it's going to happen or how much. I think they said, what is it, March? They were saying. I think it may change starting in March of this year.
It will.
that quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So someone in California found that new Doctor Strange wave, and I think they bought Sleepwalker. And at Target, it was $28.65 or $28.95. Yeah,
Didn't they announce a price hike last year?
they did a price hike last year,
Yeah,
$3.
and then another one this year. Damn.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Sorry.
Inflation is real. It's going up. No, I mean
We're paying
Hasbro could
for-
still sell, for the current price.
Yeah.
They just they'd have to cut into their profits, and they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Because their shareholders are also one of their big customers, and they gotta, they gotta keep those prices up.
That's ridiculous. Like at this point, they're gonna make people like pick and choose what figures they just want out of lines, and it's gonna be more peg warmers sitting on that shelf. Like the Eternals, the Eternals got AOA beat out. Like the Eternals been sitting there for
a lot
who
of
knows
those.
how long.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a price, even if these toys are offered in like regular toy aisles, is there a price for you guys that you think that just goes from being something that's for kids to something that's being for adult collectors, even though it's in the toy aisle? Like, do you think like a $30 figure that we're talking about
I think
now
20
is
is like, yeah. I
I mean-
I'll give her nephews like a $20 figure.
Mhm.
But if it was like 32, I'd be like, oh man, they're gonna like just destroy this. Maybe I shouldn't give that to them.
Yeah.
The figures that my kid likes, they're usually about $10 to $12.
Mhm.
Like Ben 10, Mario, stuff like that.
Mhm.
And so I think a kid's line is about $10.
Yeah.
15 maybe at the most.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
But then you go to the Lego aisle and it's like, ooh, it's on now.
Right.
Man, because I dropped some money on Lego.
Legos.
But don't you
yeah.
think that's a little bit different because it has like that educational kind of aspect to it? So it's
Sure.
like it's something that you could do along with the entire
Yes
family.
and no, but when you used to. So remember when you used to buy Lego? Lego was reasonably priced.
Yeah, a
But
bucket
now
for like $15.
Right. But now look at the brands that they're doing now. Star
The
Wars,
licensed stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
all the
Nintendo.
licensed stuff that they had.
Yeah.
That shot the price way up. because
Yeah,
of that.
yeah. They talked about it in that episode from Toys That Made Us where they were like Lego was struggling in the 90s
Yeah.
up until they got the Star Wars license and then
Yeah.
Harry Potter came along and then that's when they've been the leading toy manufacturer since then, basically. The most
Oh
profitable.
yeah, and you gotta. And it's just like I went to Target. What was it? Sometime last week. I go there. The little aisle was almost empty.
Mhm.
All I seen was the Seinfeld set, which I almost bought.
Oh yeah.
Yo, and then somebody posted something that was triggering for Seinfeld set. They put Kramer on the stage. On the stage with Jerry.
Oh
was supposed
god.
to be.
The Laugh Factory.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. Ben.
But I'll just say, like, it's funny, like, how Legos just sell. Like, my friend's kid loves Legos, and I buy them for him for his birthday, and it's just like, bam. I'm like, I spent, like, just 2 sets. I'm already at close to $100. We're at $100 at that point.
Yeah. But you still can find like just like the simple kid sets. Like, I mean, I actually think they do a really good job offering a variety, for their buyers and stuff. Like they have a section in their aisle where it's like the $200 Star Wars spaceship, and then they, further down the aisle they have like $40 Lego towns or whatever. I don't even know.
But most kids are going to, like, if they're familiar and they're getting older, they want that they like Star Wars or Harry Potter. They want the bigger sets, the Ninjago bigger set. Like you're not going to just keep buying them the small ones. Like you want to either get them a big set and then like maybe a little small one. But if they're starting out Legos, I can see the small ones being fine for them. But once they start getting older, and like hey, like I like Star Wars. Like, can we get the ship? Can we get this? You know, can we get the Star Cruiser or something? And you're just like, that's all you're getting this year.
Yeah.
Like, this Lego set is about to break you. Especially look at the at. I think the at, what was that at? Like $800.
Wow.
But now that's like another level of Lego.
Right.
That is collector focused, high end collector focused.
Exactly.
Lego
Well,
set.
I understand, but I'm just saying, look at the price of them. Like for certain things, like the Millennium Falcon was about almost like 800. I think it was 800 as well too.
Some around, like around there.
Yeah, something like that.
600. Yeah. But they, I haven't seen a Lego, looked at the details of a Lego box in a while, but they have like age kind of categories and stuff on the box, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's almost like these toy companies should start coming out with their own properties, like instead of just making movie figures. And that's, like with the Valverse thing, I was just watching you guys do the reveal and naming all the figures and everything. I was like, it's such a cool name. Like, it just is like, of course, that's what like that figure would be called. And just you wonder at these companies, like everything has to be a movie or an old property or something.
Yeah.
It's like, I would love to see somebody just be like, I've always wanted to make like, with my figures, I always liked making like these little groups or whatever, like your shit. Yeah, like you got your ship and you got your captain and his heavy and the woman and this. It's like take a chance at it. It would be really cool to see, but if I don't want to take
taking a chance costs more money than something that's a little bit more proven, has a proven track record.
And then, but you would see like with Hasbro, even though they own G.I. Joe, they can't make the Marvel.
Right. Star Wars well, I mean, that's kind of a whole other thing that they just fumbled for years and years. When they got hooked onto the whole things have to be tied into a movie in order for it to, and it's just not the case with G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
But you know what? I got to say, just not to defend Hasbro, although I'm about to. Classifieds in the last year and what they've shown for 2022 is looking really good.
No, they've completely righted that ship.
Yes.
From the time it launched. We said this on the new the favorite figures show. It's like that what they've done with classifieds is just completely like, I don't know. I mean, they've had to have listened to the feedback from the fans and just
Totally.
like righted the ship. And I'll even say that NECA also did well on their exclusive stuff. You can still criticize, the stuff, the actual figures, like the sticky joints and all that stuff. But as far as making things more available, I definitely see a lot more Ninja Turtles NECA figures on shelves than I did before. And before I would see it all.
See them out in the world.
For sure.
I agree with Steve-O on this one. That's what Mattel did with He-Man. I like the He-Man Revelations figures. Like
they're good figures,
Yeah, they are. They are great. Now, if I can just find Stinkor, Scareglow, and the other single ones that they just released in Prehistoric. I already got Prehistoric He-Man on pre-order. But I just need those. Like, if I can find them at my Target, it'd be great. But my Target is jam-packed. Like, prime example. I went to the other Target that was a little bit farther out. It was jammed, but to gut on the shelf with nothing but fake ores. And one Triclops. Like, I'm telling you, like, so you know how the shelves are, like, pretty long. It was jammed at least 3 or 4 deep of fake ores, 6 across.
Well, I hope you didn't buy fake ore yet, because it sounds like you're going to get one for real cheap.
I did get it for real cheap when they Target app had it on sale.
Oh, there you go.
So I was good on that. Triclops I was happy with that one. It's just like, it's just ridiculous. Like, I didn't think they had that many.
You got to buy all them and then go like 5 towns over and return them, and then you can come back and get new stock at your Target.
Last thing before we get out of here, just talk about this real quick. Gotchaman coming from Storm Collectibles.
Looks cool. I don't know what it is.
So,
oh, dude, this is Battle of the Planets, one of the old classic anime from, late 70s, early 80s.
Never heard of it.
Wow.
This looks like a Sailor Moon friend.
Yeah. What Cartoon Network called them? G-Force.
G-Force, yeah.
It looks like it'd be like something out of Speed Racer.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's a
Flash
Toei
forward needs to be
Animation, I think, is the same producer, same movie house or animation company.
Now, what's funny is these were previously released by another company. I forget the company offhand, by another Japanese company, but I don't think they finished them. They only released 2 of them. They didn't release the other 2. So they released Ken the Eagle, and I forget the other one, the dark, like kind of dark purple one. I forget his name. So I have both of them, but these are only 2. Those are the only 2 they ever released, and I haven't seen any more.
Yeah,
So I'm
Well,
kind
I-
of happy that they're re-releasing these, so I can actually hopefully get the whole team.
This looks really cool. If you want the whole team, it's Storm Collectibles, so you're gonna be waiting a long time. But I think the fans of this show will be happy with it because that looks like an awesome figure.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if is that a cloth? That can't be cloth cape.
No, because
It's like different plastic capes that accessory.
Maybe it's probably
I think
different,
it's in
different plastic.
Vinyl.
Yeah.
It looks digitally rendered to me.
It
The
could
cake
be,
does. The figure looks real, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I think it's a different cape on the figure. Because you look at it, like it's spread out in this one,
Yeah.
And then it's
here
curved. And yeah.
It seems like it's got more spikes, like kind of spikes on it than the other one. I don't know. I'm just happy that they're doing this one. So I'm kind of.
Muchia Chiato says he has 3 capes, he thinks.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So-
Scruffy Nerd said this was on Toonami.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
they replayed it in Toonami.
We didn't really have cable
Actually-
when I was a kid.
No, actually, it
We were
was
poor.
before. It was actually before Toonami because it was like back
Oh, it
when
was way before, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Like
like
a
Cartoon
good
Network
decade.
when it first kind of started. That's what they were showing for a while. Yeah, that's what like I was saying. What Juju's saying, like they called it G-Force back on Cartoon Network, but it was like only on Saturday night. You had to catch it late Saturday night when you could get Cartoon Network.
Right. No, I used to watch this. I think it came on after Voltron, like back in the 80s.
Yeah, that it wasn't on TV for me, sir. For that's only kind of called Cartoon Network. But I want to go ahead and wrap it up for us. But thank you, Marlon, hanging out with us. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Dream come true
Yes.
to be on the show.
And thank
And now
you
I want to.
Thank you for texting Chris Statlander that I said that awesomeness. I appreciate it.
Hey, yeah,
Makes my
fan
night.
now.
Yes.
And like I
Hopefully
said,
one
I
day
got
we'll
a. When I was on your show, I said I have a sister in Chicago. So when I make it over that way to visit her, I'm gonna hit you guys up.
Absolutely.
Please.
Yeah, we'll hit the toy places around
All
here.
of you.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. Gonna go to Chicago. Yeah, actually, you know what? It's funny. The last time I was in Chicago was for Chicago Wizard World Comic Con, and that was.
Oh, yeah. I used to go to that every year.
Was that 2012? I think it was.
I was there.
I
Probably.
want to go to that King County toy show over there, man.
Yeah, that's what we should all go to. That
that'd be
sounds like a
awesome.
fun
I'll
toy
go
fair.
there.
JK.
Are you guys going to Dynamite next week? It's in Chicago, right?
I am.
She is. I have a
Ooh.
show. I can't go. I'm real torn, but it's my first show back, so I'm like,
Yeah, he'll
I
be
gotta
doing
go.
stand up and then we'll reconverge and I'll share my insights on wrestling and he'll share his on comedy.
Oh,
All right.
well,
Well, I'm flying out to Chicago to see some Dynamite. Yeah. CM Punk. CM Punk. CM Punk. Ice cream bars for everybody. Yay.
well, do they say good luck to you, Marty, in the comedy world, or do they say
Break legs, break legs,
a leg?
break
Okay, well,
legs.
break a leg.
Break
And have
your
fun
legs,
at the
sir.
show, Sarah.
So,
Thank you.
tell everybody where they can find you. The nice
Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling is wherever you find podcasts on Friday mornings at Marty Sarah Pod on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm at Sarah Joy Shockey and he's at Marty DeRosa on Twitter.
You
Trust
got to
me,
shout
sir.
out your Patreon.
Yes. Please
Marty
do.
and patreon.com/Marty and Sarah. We've got tomorrow or on Sunday, we're gonna do a podcast wrapping up the Rumble with Noli, who's 8 years old and like the greatest wrestling fan persona. Like he's the guy. Like we're on the ground floor with this guy.
I pay him in wrestling figures
for doing our
He-
podcast.
He sends me a link. I'll give you guys some news. Spoiler. He picked out the Miro AEW figure this week. And he told his dad, Tom, that he goes, well, I have the old Rusev figure, but he talks to God, and I think God would want me to have the real Miro. So,
That is
Miro
awesome.
coming.
Oh, he was right in line with it.
Yeah. Before we
He
get
gets
out of
it.
here,
He gets it.
before we get out of here, can you real quickly tell us, like, do you guys have any picks for the Rumble, women's winners?
Oh, I wanted Almost to win.
Yeah, well, I know. I heard that this morning.
I don't know. I don't know. What to say
Or
about
Johnny
that.
Knoxville. All right.
Yeah,
Or Johnny Knoxville,
Yeah.
yeah. Or both
Oh,
of them
yeah.
working together, and maybe
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a friendship, it's a buddy cop movie. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to end with the Rumble.
I'm gonna
Wait.
go Big E and Ronda Rousey.
Big E,
Knoxville is wrestling?
Yes.
Yeah.
A
He's
nice
gonna be in the Royal
jackass
Rumble.
tie, and he's gonna be in the Royal Rumble.
They put him in the back of the poster, and they put Bobby Roode up front.
This
Yeah.
is
That's
why,
awesome.
No,
Yeah.
Ryan, this is why I have most faith in WWE. Like I can't watch it. It's hard
Yeah.
for me to watch.
We'll do it for
NXT
you.
NXT 2.0 is even worse.
Is it? No, I have not watched.
Hey, Tiffany Stratton though. Tiffany
She's
Stratton.
a star in the
Yeah.
making.
She's
It's
gonna
something
be a
to
star.
watch.
Braun Breaker also is.
And Braun, yeah, for sure. They might show up. Who knows?
Yeah.
Mm.
And so-
Greg, I did not get any Mythic Legions last week.
No, same here. I did not. So we'll be back tomorrow with our Royal Rumble show, our live Royal Rumble show. Watching the nonsense of WWE as it is slowly. I feel bad for all those wrestlers there. I just feel bad. I just want to give them all hugs because I think they deserve better. I just feel
Yeah,
like they
same.
deserve-
Absolutely.
Everybody deserves better. Like Seth and fun Brock Lesnar. Oh my goodness, fun Brock Lesnar.
Country.
All right, folks, we'll go ahead and get out of here. We will see you tomorrow for Royal Rumble live stream. For me, Dante, Ryan, Alex, and our amazing guests, Marty and Sarah. We will see you all later. You all have a nice night.